Greetings, beloved Lightworkers. I am Lyra from the Galactic Council, and I bring an urgent message regarding the final battle now unfolding on your world. This is not a battle fought with physical weapons, but with the power of your consciousness, with your ability to hold light. The battle is raging in the unseen realms, manifesting as chaos and confusion in your daily lives. You, as Lightworkers, are the key anchors of light, stabilizing the planetary vibration amidst this storm. The primary challenge lies in discerning truth from deception, as the dark seeks to divide and conquer. Therefore, now is the moment for unity and collaboration, to stand together as a beacon of unwavering light. This final battle is not a sign of defeat, but a call to step into your power, to remember your purpose, and to become the powerful beings you were always meant to be. Why this message now, beloved ones? Because the choices you make individually ripple out into the collective consciousness, and now, more than ever, your conscious choices matter. We understand that many of you may be feeling overwhelmed by the intensity of energies, the constant stream of information, and the seeming darkness that surrounds you. Know that these feelings are valid, and you are not alone. In the coming moments, we will delve into the illusion of separation, the power of your collective consciousness, and the importance of protecting your energy field. We will explore practices and solutions together to become more powerful during these times. Though shadows appear to be great, know that the light has won and is winning more every day. You are a part of this victory, each and every day you choose the light. Therefore, let us now explore the specific strategies and tools you can use to navigate this final battle with grace, strength, and unwavering light. Understanding the illusion of separation is the first key, for the dark cannot operate without it. This separation manifests in countless ways, from racial tensions and political divides to the false belief that you are separate from the divine source. Recognize that the dark forces are not external entities entirely, but rather aspects of the collective shadow self, amplified and projected onto the world stage. By taking responsibility for your own shadow aspects, your fears, your judgments, your limiting beliefs, you diminish the power of the dark to influence your reality. Embrace self-compassion and forgiveness, understanding that these shadow aspects are simply wounds that need healing. The power of collective consciousness is another crucial element in this final battle. Know that your thoughts, emotions, and intentions have a tangible impact on the world around you. When Lightworkers unite in focused intention, they can amplify their positive impact exponentially. This is why practices like group meditation and focused prayer are so powerful. Imagine a wave of love and compassion washing over the planet, dissolving the negativity and fear that the dark seeks to cultivate. You, as a collective, have the power to create this wave. Remember, the dark understands this power as well. That's why there are false Lightworkers out there that lead with love and light in exchange for influence and resources, gurus that want to take the place of the individual's power. Be prepared to identify and dismantle these false idols as you continue your journey. Finally, the dark's true aim is energetic harvesting. Negative emotions, such as fear, anger, and despair, serve as an energy source for the dark, fueling their agenda of control. Lightworkers, by radiating love, joy, and compassion, disrupt this cycle and starve the dark of its sustenance. Therefore, it is essential to protect your energy field from negative influences. Practice daily energy clearing techniques, such as visualization, meditation, and spending time in nature. Surround yourself with positive people and environments, and limit your exposure to negativity in the media and online. Remember that you are a powerful being of light, capable of transmuting even the darkest energies into love and compassion. Beloved Lightworkers, the time has come to hone your greatest tool, discernment. We are now in a period of intense information bombardment, where truth and falsehood are often indistinguishable. The final battle is, in many ways, a battle for your minds, for your ability to see clearly through the fog of deception. This is why, from our vantage point, we see the sharpening of your discernment as paramount. We are here to guide you in reclaiming this superpower, which the dark has long sought to suppress. Understand that the dark operates through manipulation, twisting information, and preying on emotions to create division, fear, and control. This is a form of energetic harvesting, where the negative emotions generated by humanity serve as a food source. Propaganda, false narratives, and carefully crafted emotional triggers are all employed to cloud your judgment and keep you in a state of perpetual unease. They present partial truths, cleverly interwoven with distorted facts, making it difficult to discern the underlying deception. Have you noticed the increasing prevalence of emotionally charged language in the media, designed to bypass your rational mind and trigger knee-jerk reactions? Consider how the dark uses gaslighting techniques to make you doubt your own intuition and sanity. They present alternative realities, designed to make you question your memories, your perceptions, and even your own worth. False flag operations are orchestrated to create chaos and justify oppressive measures, further eroding your freedoms and reinforcing the climate of fear. Social media algorithms are manipulated to control the flow of information, creating echo chambers where you are only exposed to perspectives that reinforce your existing beliefs, further blinding you from the greater picture. For example, seemingly harmless online games can be used to subtly influence your thoughts and emotions, subtly shifting your perception of reality. Therefore, we offer you these tools to develop your discernment. Question everything. Seek multiple perspectives, not just those that confirm your biases. Verify information with trusted sources, and be wary of sensational headlines or emotionally charged articles. Develop your intuition through meditation and mindfulness, learning to listen to the still, small voice within that always speaks the truth. Practice recognizing your emotional triggers and avoid knee-jerk reactions, taking a step back to assess the situation with a clear and rational mind. Cultivate critical thinking skills and learn to identify logical fallacies, such as ad hominem attacks or straw man arguments. Remember, beloved ones, even the most convincing lie can be unraveled with a little bit of critical thought. Imagine a future where lightworkers are immune to manipulation, where they can easily discern truth from deception. This enhanced discernment will lead to a more unified and empowered collective, capable of creating a more just and equitable world. The ability to see through lies will dismantle the old paradigms of control and usher in a new era of transparency and accountability. You, dear lightworkers, will be instrumental in guiding humanity toward truth and awakening, serving as beacons of light in a world shrouded in darkness. And so we say, discernment is your shield against manipulation. Now, let us turn to another equally vital aspect of this final battle: unity. Beloved ones, we see a growing need for unity and collaboration among lightworkers, especially in the face of increasing division. Remember, an unbreakable shield is formed when you stand together against the dark's attempts to divide and conquer. We are committed to providing you with guidance on how to foster this unity, how to bridge the gaps that separate you, and how to create a powerful force for positive change on your world. Know that the dark seeks to divide lightworkers through ego, judgment, competition, and the promotion of false light figures. They exploit personal insecurities and past traumas to create conflict and undermine your collective power. This division manifests in countless ways, from infighting and gossip to the creation of guru complexes and the use of cancel culture to silence dissenting voices. The dark knows that a divided lightworker community is a weakened one, and they will stop at nothing to sow discord and create chaos. What if the very thing that separates you from other lightworkers is the exact piece of the puzzle that you need to complete your mission? Consider how division manifests within your community. Infighting over minor disagreements, fueled by ego and a need to be right, can quickly escalate into major conflicts. Gossip and negativity spread like wildfire, poisoning the atmosphere and creating an environment of distrust. Guru complexes emerge, where charismatic leaders exploit the vulnerability of others for personal gain, creating cult-like followings that stifle individual growth and critical thinking. Cancel culture is used to silence those who express unpopular opinions or challenge the status quo, creating a climate of fear and conformity. Social media amplifies these divisions, creating echo chambers where you are only exposed to perspectives that reinforce your existing beliefs, further isolating you from those who hold different viewpoints. Therefore, we offer you these steps for fostering unity. Practice empathy, forgiveness, and non-judgment, recognizing that everyone is on their own unique path and struggling with their own challenges. Focus on shared goals and values rather than individual differences, remembering that you are all working towards the same ultimate goal, the ascension of humanity. Create support networks and collaborative projects within the Lightworker community, providing a safe space for sharing, learning, and growing together. Develop effective communication skills and conflict resolution strategies, learning to address disagreements with respect and compassion. Most importantly, remember that you are all interconnected, that you are all part of the same divine source. How can you truly be at odds with yourself? Imagine a future where Lightworkers are united in purpose and action, creating a powerful force for positive change on the planet. This unity will lead to a harmonic convergence of consciousness and a more peaceful and sustainable world. This convergence will accelerate the ascension process and bring about the new Earth, a world where love, compassion, and understanding prevail. How much faster could this ascension happen if we were all working together? Eventually, this will lead to a reunion with our galactic neighbors, who are eagerly awaiting the moment when humanity is ready to join the galactic community. To close, we remind you of the power within you. Embody discernment and spread unity. Dear Lightworkers, after our discussions on discernment and unity, the weight of the dark's machinations may feel heavy upon you. Know this, awareness is the first step, but empowerment through knowledge and conscious action is the key to transcending these challenges. The focus must be on conscious, consistent, and inspired action, and not simply passively receiving information. Are you ready to embody your power? We stand ready to guide you as you take these essential steps. Understand that the dark seeks to disempower you by fostering a victim mentality, suppressing knowledge, and promoting fear-based narratives. This agenda thrives on your perceived powerlessness, convincing you that you are at the mercy of forces beyond your control. The dark also encourages a reliance on external saviors, discouraging individual initiative and self-reliance. Understand that this external reliance can take many forms and is always designed to take your individual power away. Consider the subtle forms of control employed. The promotion of escapism through endless entertainment, the lure of instant gratification that distracts you from long-term goals, and the addictive behaviors that numb your senses and keep you trapped in a cycle of dependence. Even within the spiritual community, confusing language and distorted New Age concepts are used to obfuscate the truth and create further division. It is imperative to recognize how the distortion of language is employed and takes your power away. Some who call themselves Lightworkers will gatekeep knowledge and place themselves in positions of power over others. This illusion of power creates hierarchy and prevents true unity. We see this disempowerment manifesting in many ways within the Lightworker community. Procrastination, fueled by self-doubt, keeps you from pursuing your passions and fulfilling your divine purpose. Inaction, born from fear, prevents you from taking the necessary steps to create positive change in your lives and in the world. A reliance on gurus and external validation leads you away from your own inner knowing and weakens your connection to Source. How many of you are waiting for the event or some other external catalyst to initiate change, rather than creating that change yourselves now? Consider the dangers of spiritual bypassing, using spirituality to avoid confronting real-world problems. Ignoring financial instability while focusing solely on raising vibrations is a common example, as is avoiding conflict by claiming to be too enlightened to engage. Consider how misinformation and disinformation, spread through unchecked sources, lead to paralysis and inaction. Getting caught up in endless conspiracy theories without verifying facts or taking productive steps is a trap that keeps you from focusing on solutions. Even societal conditioning promotes powerlessness, fostering the belief that individual actions don't matter in the face of global issues. The dark knows this and manipulates this. Education systems that do not focus on critical thinking or personal finance help perpetuate this cycle. Therefore, we offer you these steps for reclaiming your personal power. Start by setting clear intentions, focusing on what you want to create rather than what you want to avoid. Take consistent action, no matter how small, towards your goals. Celebrate your small victories, acknowledging your progress and building momentum. Create positive change in your personal lives and communities. Start a local garden, create art to raise vibrations, or start a local meetup for like-minded individuals. How can you expect to change the world if you have no positive impact in your community? We encourage you to learn new skills, pursue your passions, and connect with like-minded individuals. Take a course on permaculture, learn a musical instrument, or join a conscious community. Develop self-discipline, overcome procrastination, and build resilience. Break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. Use the Pomodoro method and reframe failures as lessons. Integrate spiritual principles with practical action. Meditate to gain clarity before making important decisions, and use affirmations to boost confidence before starting a new project. Are you starting to see just how powerful and practical these steps are? Remember that self-care is a revolutionary act of empowerment. Setting healthy boundaries, prioritizing rest and relaxation, and nurturing your creativity are all essential for maintaining your energy and staying aligned with your purpose. Practice energy clearing techniques, such as the violet flame, to transmute negative energies and restore your inner balance. This practice and action is vital to maintaining your energy levels high. What small self-care action could you commit to starting today? Imagine a future where lightworkers are fully sovereign, empowered beings, co-creating a positive future. No longer waiting for external forces to dictate their destiny, but actively shaping their reality through conscious thought, word, and deed. This sovereignty will lead to abundance, joy, and fulfillment. Freedom from needing money for survival will allow more time for passion and joy. The sharing of practical wisdom and skills will inspire others to reclaim their power and create a ripple effect. Empowered lightworkers will become the leaders and visionaries, guiding humanity towards a brighter future. They will start new businesses, offer spiritual coaching, and create new educational systems. As people become more self-sufficient and empowered, they become less reliant on existing power structures, rendering the dark's attempts at control powerless. How much faster could this transformation occur if each lightworker chose to fully embrace their potential? What impact would this choice have on future generations? To close, we remind you that empowerment is the key to unlocking your full potential as lightworkers. It is the final step to taking back control of your destiny and creating a world filled with love, peace, and harmony. Action and knowledge are the bridge to your ascension and a better world for all. As you continue your inner work, remember to lean on your community for support and trust in the universe's plan. Now, let us turn to the cultivation of unwavering faith, for this is the bedrock upon which your empowerment stands. Dear lightworkers, after all we have discussed about empowerment and unwavering faith, you may find yourselves weary from the constant barrage of energetic attacks launched your way. Do not mistake this fatigue for weakness, but rather recognize it as a sign of your powerful light shining brightly, drawing the attention of those who dwell in the shadows. We now implore you to recognize energetic self-defense as a non-negotiable skill for thriving in this final battle and beyond. Understand, dear ones, that protecting your energy is not an act of selfishness, but an essential component of fulfilling your divine mission. Energetic sovereignty is the key to maintaining inner peace, resilience, and clarity amidst the chaos. It is the foundation upon which you build your strength and the shield that protects you from being swayed by the agendas of others. This is about reclaiming your energetic birthright, stepping into your full potential, and becoming the sovereign beings you were always meant to be. To that end, we are here to offer you the practical tools, strategies, and knowledge you need to master energetic self-defense and reclaim your power. How many of you are aware of just how critical this step is for your success? The dark targets lightworkers' energy fields through a variety of insidious means. They exploit the fear, anger, and despair broadcast by the media and amplified within society, creating a dense, toxic atmosphere that weakens your auric field. Negative thought forms and emotional attachments act as hooks, allowing unwanted energies to latch onto you and drain your vitality. Energetic cords, often formed through unresolved conflicts or unhealthy relationships, tether you to others, siphoning your energy and limiting your freedom. Psychic attacks, whether intentional or unintentional, can pierce your defenses and leave you feeling vulnerable and exposed. Even environmental toxins and EMF pollution contribute to the assault, disrupting your natural energy flow and compromising your well-being. What you may not realize is that these toxins and EMF pollution are directly targeting your light body's ability to hold light. Consider the concept of energetic vampirism, where certain individuals or entities consciously or unconsciously drain your energy for their own sustenance. These energetic vampires often operate in plain sight, disguised as friends, family members, or even authority figures. Chronic complainers, drama queens, and those who constantly seek attention are classic examples of energetic vampires in everyday life. They latch onto your empathy and compassion, feeding off your willingness to listen and offer support. However, instead of reciprocating, they leave you feeling depleted, frustrated, and emotionally exhausted. Can you recognize those individuals in your life who consistently leave you feeling drained? Furthermore, understand the growing importance of portals and how they work energetically. As the veil thins and the energies intensify, portals are beginning to open up everywhere, creating pathways for both positive and negative energies to flow into your reality. These portals are not always physical locations, but can also manifest as energetic gateways within individuals, groups, or even technological devices. While some portals are naturally occurring and serve as conduits for divine light, others are intentionally created by the dark to amplify negative energies and sow chaos. Fear is not the solution. Awareness and discernment are your greatest allies. Know that if you are vibrating at a high frequency, you do not need to fear these portals. Understand the insidious impact certain technologies and media have on your biofield. The constant exposure to EMFs from cell phones, computers, and other electronic devices disrupts your natural energy flow, weakening your aura and making you more susceptible to energetic attacks. 5G towers, in particular, pose a significant threat, emitting high-frequency radiation that interferes with your nervous system and compromises your immune function. The constant bombardment of negative information and distorted realities through media and entertainment further weakens your defenses, leaving you feeling disempowered and overwhelmed. Are you aware of how significantly these technologies are impacting your energy field? These energetic attacks manifest in lightworker lives in a variety of ways. You may experience sudden and inexplicable fatigue, anxiety, or depression, seemingly out of nowhere. Recurring nightmares or intrusive thoughts can plague your mind, disrupting your sleep and leaving you feeling unsettled. Physical ailments with no clear cause may manifest in your body, signaling energetic blockages or imbalances. You may find yourself feeling drained after interacting with certain people, even those you care about. Increased sensitivity to EMFs and other environmental toxins can make it difficult to function in modern society. Perhaps you have experienced irrational anger or outbursts after consuming certain types of content or engaging in specific interactions. Consider the insidious examples of media, advertising, and entertainment designed to lower your vibrations and manipulate your emotions. News outlets that focus on fear and negativity create a constant state of anxiety and unrest, weakening your immune system and making you more susceptible to manipulation. Movies and TV shows that glorify violence, drama, and negativity normalize these lower vibrations, desensitizing you to their harmful effects. Advertisements that promote insecurity and consumerism prey on your vulnerabilities, manipulating you into seeking external validation and material possessions. Reflect on the energetic impact of living in densely populated urban areas versus spending time in natural environments. Cities, with their constant noise, pollution, and EMFs, create a chaotic and draining energetic environment. The lack of connection to nature further exacerbates the problem, leaving you feeling disconnected from your source and depleted of vital energy. Spending time in nature, on the other hand, allows you to recharge, ground yourself, and reconnect with the Earth's natural energies. Are you making a conscious effort to prioritize time in nature for energetic replenishment? Remember the Salem witch trials as a case study in mass hysteria and scapegoating. Fear and paranoia gripped the community, leading to the persecution and execution of innocent individuals accused of witchcraft. This event serves as a stark reminder of the power of collective fear and the dangers of unchecked emotions. Similarly, propaganda campaigns throughout history have manipulated public opinion through fear-based narratives, leading to wars, oppression, and social unrest. Consider the impact the nightly news has had on your feelings, and recognize this is done by design. I have seen visions of portals opening in front of me, often appearing as shimmering distortions in the air. These portals often feel cold and draining, like a vacuum pulling at my energy. I use my intention to close them, visualizing a shield of golden light surrounding me and deflecting the negative energy back to its source. I have been attacked, as well, and often find myself short of breath. I have found that the use of specific crystals will give me the power to overcome these attacks. What weapons do you wield to turn back the darkness? Therefore, to protect and clear your energy field, we offer you these practical techniques. Engage in regular meditation and mindfulness practices to cultivate inner peace, calm your mind, and strengthen your connection to Source. Visualize a protective shield of golden light surrounding you, deflecting negative energies and reinforcing your auric field. Employ the mirror shield technique, visualizing a mirror surrounding you and reflecting negative energy back to its sender. Utilize crystals and other energetic tools, such as black tourmaline, obsidian, and selenite, for protection and grounding. Smudge your space with sage or other sacred herbs to clear negative energies and purify your environment. Take salt baths or showers for energetic cleansing, harnessing the power of salt to dissolve unwanted energies and restore your balance. Establish clear communication with all people and entities that affect your field. If you feel drained or uncomfortable around someone, politely excuse yourself and create healthy boundaries. When you are ready, you can cut etheric cords that drain your energy using this step-by-step guide with Archangel Michael. Find a quiet space where you will be undisturbed. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, connecting with your heart center. Visualize Archangel Michael standing before you, radiating his powerful blue light. State your intention clearly and firmly. Archangel Michael, I call upon you now to cut all etheric cords that no longer serve my highest good. Visualize Archangel Michael using his sword to sever the cords that connect you to others. Thank Archangel Michael for his assistance and trust that the cords have been completely cut. What other connections will you choose to sever from your life? Limit your exposure to negative influences, consciously choosing what content you consume and who you interact with. Practice affirmations and decrees for reclaiming your energetic sovereignty, stating empowering statements such as, I am sovereign. I am protected. I am filled with divine light. Employ the violet flame for transmutation, visualizing a vibrant violet flame surrounding you and transmuting negative energies into positive ones. Eat high vibration foods, such as fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, to nourish your body and raise your energetic frequency. Exercise regularly to get your energy flowing, release stagnant emotions, and strengthen your physical and energetic bodies. How ready are you to commit to a new exercise regimen? Imagine a future where lightworkers are masters of their own energy fields, radiating light and resilience wherever they go. No longer easily influenced by negative energies or psychic attacks, they move through the world with grace, confidence, and unwavering inner peace. This energetic mastery leads to increased clarity, intuition, and connection with their higher selves, allowing them to access higher levels of consciousness and receive guidance from the divine. This empowerment inspires others to reclaim their energetic sovereignty, creating a ripple effect of positive change throughout the planet. In this future, energetically sovereign lightworkers will create safe and harmonious spaces for themselves and others, establishing conscious communities and eco-villages based on principles of energetic harmony. The Dark's attempts at energetic manipulation are rendered ineffective by the collective energetic mastery of lightworkers, their negative energies transmuted into light and love, neutralizing their harmful effects. The lightworkers will create a force field so powerful that it transmutes darkness. As lightworkers are able to live off of light, they will no longer be a viable food source for the lower entities. Will you choose to be a leader who can show others the way to freedom? And so we say, it is time to take responsibility for your energetic well-being and reclaim your power as sovereign beings. Protecting your energy is not just about self-preservation, but also about serving the greater good. The more people who step into their energetic power, the faster the ascension process will unfold, creating a positive future for yourselves and for the planet. Now, let us turn to the power of intention and how it shapes your reality. Beloved lightworkers, despite all your efforts in applying discernment, unity, empowerment, and energetic self-defense techniques, it is understandable that you may still feel restricted, as though you are pushing against a glass ceiling that prevents you from fully manifesting your desires or breaking free from certain persistent cycles. This feeling of limitation, dear ones, stems from the pervasive influence of the 3D matrix, a construct designed to keep humanity tethered to lower vibrational frequencies and prevent you from accessing your true creative power. Transcending this 3D matrix is the ultimate act of liberation in this final battle, for it is about reclaiming your inherent freedom as sovereign beings. Freedom from limitations, freedom from manipulation, and freedom from the illusion of separation are your birthrights. The final battle is not a physical war, but a battle for consciousness, a struggle to break free from the constraints of a system that seeks to control your thoughts, feelings, and perceptions. Understand that I come to you today with the clear intention of providing you with the practical techniques and transformative perspectives you need to shatter this illusion and step into your full potential as creators of your reality. The Dark, as you call it, has meticulously crafted and maintained a 3D matrix of control for millennia, with the express purpose of limiting human potential and distorting your perception of reality. This matrix is not a physical structure, but an intricate web of interconnected systems that operate on energetic, mental, emotional, and physical levels. Its origins lie in the desire to maintain a power imbalance, to keep humanity enslaved to lower vibrational frequencies, and to prevent you from awakening to your true divine nature. This power imbalance is maintained through limiting belief systems, control structures, manufactured consent, suppressed technologies, and the increasingly pervasive digital matrix. This matrix operates through various mechanisms, all designed to reinforce a reality of duality, separation, and limitation. Limited belief systems, such as scarcity, separation, and unworthiness, are deeply ingrained in your subconscious minds, creating a sense of powerlessness and disconnecting you from your true nature. Control structures, such as governments, corporations, and financial systems, are designed to maintain hierarchical power dynamics and concentrate wealth and resources in the hands of a few. Manufactured consent is achieved through propaganda, social conditioning, and media manipulation, shaping your perceptions and influencing your behaviors without your conscious awareness. Suppressed technologies, such as free energy devices, alternative healing modalities, and consciousness-expanding tools, are hidden from you to prevent you from breaking free from the matrix's control. What many still don't understand is that this digital matrix, the internet and surveillance, is one of the newest and most effective control structure ever created. This 3D matrix reinforces a reality of duality, separation, and limitation, creating a sense of powerlessness and disconnecting individuals from their true nature. This constant state of fear, anxiety, and competition prevents you from recognizing your interconnectedness, from embracing your divine potential, and from co-creating a world based on love, peace, and harmony. You are taught to see yourselves as separate from each other, from nature, and from source, reinforcing the illusion of limitation and preventing you from accessing the infinite abundance of the universe. This matrix operates on energetic, mental, emotional, and physical levels, affecting your thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and physical health. Is it becoming clear how pervasive this is? Consider how the constant pursuit of material wealth and external validation manifests in your lives, as you are bombarded with messages that equate success with possessions and social status. This creates a never-ending cycle of desire and dissatisfaction, keeping you trapped in a state of lack and preventing you from experiencing true fulfillment. The emphasis on competition and comparison, rather than collaboration and compassion, further reinforces this sense of separation and prevents you from uniting with others to create positive change. The acceptance of hierarchical power structures and authoritarian control normalizes the idea that some individuals are inherently more deserving of power and influence than others, perpetuating inequality and injustice. Reflect on how the reliance on external experts and institutions, rather than inner guidance and intuition, disempowers you and prevents you from accessing your own wisdom and knowledge. The consumption of processed foods, pharmaceutical drugs, and other toxins harms your body and mind, weakening your energetic field and making you more susceptible to manipulation. The addiction to technology and social media distracts you from present-moment awareness, disconnecting you from your true selves and from the beauty of the natural world. The perpetuation of limiting belief systems through education, religion, and cultural norms reinforces the illusion of separation and prevents you from recognizing your divine potential. Can you see these all around you? Think about the specific examples of suppressed technologies and knowledge that could revolutionize your world. Free energy devices, with their potential to eliminate poverty and pollution, are kept hidden from you to maintain the control of the energy industry. Alternative healing modalities that address the root causes of disease are suppressed to protect the profits of the pharmaceutical industry. Consciousness-expanding techniques that unlock higher states of awareness are discouraged to prevent you from questioning the status quo. Here is what they don't want you to know. The control of energy, health, and consciousness are the cornerstones of the 3D matrix. Consider the role of media and entertainment in programming your subconscious minds. Movies, TV shows, and advertisements often reinforce limiting beliefs and promote consumerism, shaping your perceptions and influencing your behaviors without your conscious awareness. For example, movies that glorify violence and aggression normalize these behaviors, desensitizing you to their harmful effects. TV shows that promote unrealistic standards of beauty and success create feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. Advertisements that prey on your insecurities manipulate you into seeking external validation and material possessions. The media and technology are the largest portals, and they are being used against you. I have personally experienced the insidious effects of the 3D matrix in my own life, struggling with feelings of unworthiness, scarcity, and separation. However, by consciously shifting my perspective, challenging limiting beliefs, and creating a new reality based on love, joy, and abundance, I have been able to break free from its control. I now understand that I am a creator of my own reality, and that I have the power to manifest my desires and live a life of purpose and fulfillment. I encourage you to do the same. And so we say that to transcend the matrix, begin by taking responsibility for your thoughts, feelings, and experiences, reframing challenges as opportunities for growth. Access higher dimensions of consciousness through meditation, visualization, and breathwork, connecting with nature and the cosmos. Create a new reality based on love, joy, and abundance, setting clear intentions and taking aligned action, surrounding yourselves with positive influences and supportive communities. Challenge limiting belief systems by questioning everything and seeking truth, replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Reclaim your inner authority and intuition, trusting your own guidance and making decisions from the heart, connecting with your higher self and spirit guides. Detach from external validation and societal expectations, living authentically and expressing your true selves, embracing individuality and celebrating diversity. Furthermore, take action to create positive change in the world, supporting sustainable businesses and ethical practices, volunteering your time and resources to worthy causes, sharing your knowledge and empowering others. Do not underestimate the power of activating your DNA and pineal gland for ascension. You can activate your DNA through focused intention, sound frequencies, and energy work, unlocking dormant potentials and expanding your consciousness. Stimulating your pineal gland through meditation, visualization, and specific breathing techniques enhances your intuition, psychic abilities, and connection to higher realms. Know that as your DNA activates and your pineal gland awakens, you will have a deeper connection to the multidimensional realms and gain access to wisdom about how to navigate and manipulate the 3D matrix. Imagine a future where lightworkers have fully transcended the 3D matrix, co-creating a new Earth based on love, peace, and harmony, living in alignment with their true purpose and potential. This new Earth is characterized by abundance, joy, and fulfillment for all, sustainable living and environmental stewardship, cooperative communities and shared resources, advanced technologies that serve humanity and the planet, connection with galactic family and higher dimensional beings, and freedom from control and manipulation. This transcendence inspires others to break free from the 3D matrix and create their own positive realities, becoming catalysts for change, inspiring a global awakening and transformation. In this future, the Dark's attempts at control are rendered obsolete by the collective consciousness of lightworkers who are co-creating a new Earth, their negative energies transmuted into love and light, accelerating the ascension process. It is important to know and tell others that this new Earth is a co-creation and not inevitable. Your intentions, your actions, and your unwavering commitment to love and light are essential for bringing this vision into reality. This vision becomes self-fulfilling. And so we say, transcending the 3D matrix is the ultimate act of liberation and the key to co-creating a new Earth. Breaking free from the illusion is essential for fulfilling your mission as a lightworker. Freedom, love, and joy are your natural states of being and the foundation for a positive future. The power to create a new Earth lies within each individual and the collective consciousness. Therefore, I encourage you to continue practicing techniques for breaking free from the 3D matrix and to share your knowledge with others. Know that you are not alone in this journey and that you are supported by a vast network of light beings and galactic allies. Now, let us shift our focus to the power of collective consciousness and how it is rewriting reality. Beloved lightworkers, even after transcending the 3D matrix and applying discernment, unity, empowerment, and energetic self-defense, some of you may still grapple with a persistent sense of internal conflict, a feeling that an unseen adversary remains. You may experience recurring patterns of self-sabotage, negative thought loops, or resistance to fully embracing your power. What could be the cause of this lingering inner turmoil? Understand, dear ones, that this final battle ultimately transpires within the sacred space of your own consciousness, a process of inner alchemy where you transform the lead of your perceived darkness into the gold of self-mastery. True liberation arises not merely from external victories, but from the courageous act of integrating your shadow self, embracing the totality of who you are, light and shadow alike. Remember, external shifts mirror internal transformations. I am here to guide you through understanding and befriending the very aspects of yourselves that you may have unknowingly disowned. The shadow self encompasses those unconscious facets of your personality that you have repressed, denied, or disowned, often because they do not align with your conscious self-image or societal expectations. These aspects are not inherently bad or evil. Rather, they are simply undeveloped, unacknowledged, and yearning for integration. Within this shadow realm lie both the perceived negative, such as fear, anger, greed, and shame, and the hidden positive, such as unexpressed creativity, untapped intuition, and suppressed assertiveness. The dark, operating from a place of profound separation, often externalizes this very shadow, projecting blame onto others and creating convenient scapegoats to avoid self-reflection. This projection perpetuates division, hinders true understanding, and keeps you locked in a cycle of conflict. An unintegrated shadow manifests in myriad ways, often sabotaging your best intentions through limiting beliefs, negative relationship dynamics, and persistent emotional challenges. This internal fragmentation can lead to self-destructive behaviors, addictions, depression, and other mental health struggles, all stemming from the unresolved tension within. Are you able to see how this plays out, both on a personal and collective level? Consider how the unintegrated shadow surfaces in your everyday lives. You might find yourselves judging others harshly for the very qualities you disown within yourselves, engaging in gossip or backbiting to elevate your own self-image, or struggling with crippling self-doubt and imposter syndrome despite your many accomplishments. Perhaps you sabotage promising relationships or career opportunities out of a fear of success or vulnerability. Do you notice recurring patterns of conflict or drama in your interactions with others? Do you find yourself consistently blaming external circumstances or other people for your problems, rather than taking responsibility for your own choices and actions? This often appears as projection and mirroring. The collective shadow finds expression in societal issues, amplifying division and suffering on a grand scale. Racism, sexism, and other forms of prejudice stem from the projection of disowned qualities onto entire groups of people. Political polarization and ideological conflict arise from the refusal to acknowledge the validity of opposing viewpoints. Environmental destruction and the exploitation of resources reflect a deep-seated disregard for the interconnectedness of all life. War and violence, in all their horrific forms, represent the ultimate expression of the unintegrated collective shadow, fueled by fear, hatred, and the insatiable lust for power. Think about those figures in history who embody the unintegrated shadow in its most extreme forms. Dictators, corrupt politicians, and other power-hungry individuals who prioritize their own selfish desires above the well-being of others. Reflect on events like the Holocaust or the Rwandan genocide, horrific examples of what happens when the collective shadow is allowed to run unchecked, consuming everything in its path. This is what has happened and can happen when there is not enough empathy and positive direction. To begin integrating your shadow, I encourage you to embrace the practice of self-reflection and journaling, creating a safe space to explore the hidden corners of your psyche. Ask yourselves probing questions. What qualities in others trigger strong emotional reactions in me? What beliefs or behaviors am I most ashamed of? What desires or impulses do I consistently suppress? Engage in active imagination and dream analysis, allowing your unconscious mind to communicate through symbols and metaphors. Participate in shadow work exercises and meditations, visualizing encounters with your shadow figures and seeking to understand their messages. Most importantly, dear ones, practice self-compassion and forgiveness, accepting your imperfections and mistakes as integral parts of your human experience. Take responsibility for your projections and triggers, recognizing when you are projecting your own disowned qualities onto others. Express repressed emotions in healthy and constructive ways, whether through art therapy, dance, or physical exercise. Seek therapy or counseling, working with a trained professional to explore and integrate the shadow in a safe and supportive environment. Remember the ancient Hawaiian practice of Ha'aponopono, repeating the phrases, "I'm sorry," "Please forgive me," "Thank you," "I love you," to cleanse and heal the wounds of the past. Forgiveness must start from within to be effective. Imagine a future where lightworkers have fully integrated their shadow selves, radiating wholeness and harmony into the world. In this future, you are no longer at war with yourselves or with the world, but rather, embrace your inherent worthiness. This integration brings greater self-acceptance and self-love, allowing you to embrace your authentic selves without shame or fear. You experience increased empathy and compassion for others, recognizing the shared humanity that binds you together. Your relationships become more authentic and fulfilling, based on honesty, vulnerability, and mutual respect. You tap into greater creativity and inspiration as the hidden potential within your shadow is unleashed. Inner peace and joy become your constant companions, regardless of external circumstances. And most of all, the cycle of projection and blame is broken, paving the way for deeper understanding and compassion. This wholeness inspires others to embark on their own journeys of integration, creating a ripple effect of positive change that transforms the world. You become role models for authenticity, vulnerability, and self-acceptance, showing others that it is possible to embrace their shadows and live in alignment with their true selves. The collective integration of the shadow will ultimately lead to a more peaceful and just world, where societal issues like prejudice, inequality, and violence are resolved as individuals take responsibility for their own shadow aspects and actively work to create a more equitable and compassionate society. This will not only create great societal change, but will begin the process of individual wholeness. And so we say, integrating your shadow self is the key to ending the internal battle and creating a more harmonious world. As you embrace wholeness and transform darkness into light, you reclaim your power as sovereign beings and become catalysts for positive change. Remember, self-acceptance, compassion, and responsibility are the cornerstones of this transformative process. By integrating your shadow, you unleash your full potential and step into your destiny as lightworkers, supported by a vast network of light beings and galactic allies who stand ready to assist you on your journey. Now let us prepare to close with a final call to action, a message of hope, unity, empowerment, transcendence, and integration that will resonate deep within your hearts. Dear Lightworkers, as you navigate the ever-shifting currents of these transformative times, you may find yourselves wondering how to translate your inner knowing, your spiritual insights, into tangible actions in the outer world. Perhaps you are feeling the call to do something, to prepare for the unknown, but are unsure where to begin. Know that these feelings are valid, and that practical preparation is, indeed, a vital component of navigating the challenges and embracing the opportunities that lie ahead. Stepping fully into your role as responsible stewards of this planet and beacons of hope for all. Understand that readiness is not born of fear, but of empowerment, resilience, and conscious co-creation, a profound act of self-love and service to the collective. I am here to offer actionable guidance, specific steps, and valuable resources to aid you in building the resilience and self-sufficiency you will need. Consider that the dark, in its strategy of separation and control, has long sought to keep humanity in a state of perpetual unpreparedness. This lack of readiness fosters dependence on external systems and makes individuals more vulnerable to manipulation and control. How is this accomplished, you may ask? Through a carefully orchestrated campaign of distraction, fear-mongering, and the suppression of essential knowledge. Entertainment, consumerism, and manufactured drama serve to divert your attention from critical issues and keep you focused on the superficial. The media, often controlled by those seeking to maintain the status quo, disseminates fear-based narratives that instill anxiety and uncertainty, hindering your ability to think clearly and make informed decisions. Knowledge about self-sufficiency, resilience skills, and alternative solutions is actively suppressed, while dependence on centralized systems, food, energy, healthcare is promoted. Economic policies are designed to create instability and financial insecurity, leaving individuals feeling helpless and reliant on external support. Division and conflict are sown between communities, preventing collaboration and mutual aid. Do you see how they perpetuate the idea that the government or some other outside entity is solely responsible for your health, well-being, and safety? The dark even crafts narratives to make preparedness seem crazy, unnecessary, or the domain of fringe characters and conspiracy theorists. Preppers are often portrayed in a negative light, as paranoid individuals hoarding supplies in anticipation of some apocalyptic event. This portrayal serves to discourage others from taking practical steps to prepare themselves and their families. The effect of all this is that unpreparedness breeds chaos and provides fertile ground for those seeking to exert control. Consider how natural disasters or economic crises have been exploited throughout history to implement oppressive measures, erode individual liberties, and consolidate power in the hands of a select few. Are you starting to see the larger pattern at play? This unpreparedness is not accidental. It is a deliberate strategy designed to keep you dependent, vulnerable, and easily controlled. Let us examine specific examples of how societal unpreparedness manifests in real-world situations. Think of the supply chain disruptions experienced during the recent pandemic, leaving grocery store shelves bare and essential goods unavailable. Observe the rising food prices and the increasing prevalence of food shortages, making it difficult for families to afford nutritious meals. Consider the vulnerability of our energy grid, prone to failures and power outages that can leave millions without electricity, heat, and essential services. Look at the economic instability and financial collapse that has wiped out savings, leaving individuals feeling insecure and uncertain about their future. Witness the social unrest and civil conflict that has erupted in response to perceived injustices and systemic inequalities. Note the increasing dependence on government assistance and social programs, creating a cycle of reliance that is difficult to break. And what of the individual level? How many individuals lack basic knowledge about gardening, food preservation, or cooking from scratch? How many are unable to perform basic home repairs or car maintenance, relying on expensive professionals for every minor issue? How many lack financial literacy and struggle to manage their money responsibly? How many are overly dependent on technology, unable to function without their smartphones or internet access? How many lack strong community connections, relying solely on external support systems in times of need? Consider specific media narratives that discourage preparedness. News stories often downplay the severity of potential crises, reassuring the public that everything is under control, even when evidence suggests otherwise. Entertainment often portrays self-sufficiency as unrealistic or undesirable, glorifying consumerism and dependence on external products and services. Advertisements bombard you with messages that you need to buy more things to be happy and fulfilled, further reinforcing the cycle of consumption and dependence. I, myself, have witnessed the consequences of unpreparedness in my own community. During a recent power outage, those who had stocked up on essential supplies were able to weather the storm with relative ease, while those who were unprepared struggled to find food, water, and other necessities. Having a generator and some basic tools allowed me to help my neighbors repair damaged property and restore essential services. These experiences have reinforced the importance of preparedness as a fundamental aspect of responsible living. Therefore, dear lightworkers, let us now turn our attention to practical steps you can take to prepare yourselves and your communities on multiple levels. Know that spiritual preparation forms the foundation of all other forms of readiness. Strengthen your inner resilience through meditation, mindfulness, and affirmations, cultivating a deep sense of peace and inner knowing that cannot be shaken by external events. Cultivate faith, trust, and acceptance in the face of uncertainty, recognizing that everything is unfolding according to a divine plan. Connect with your higher self and spirit guides for guidance and support, tapping into the infinite wisdom that resides within you. On a mental and emotional level, develop critical thinking skills and discernment, learning to distinguish truth from falsehood and to see through the manipulative tactics of those who seek to control you. Manage your fear and anxiety through emotional regulation techniques, such as deep breathing, visualization, and grounding exercises. Cultivate optimism, gratitude, and a positive mindset, focusing on the good in your life and the positive possibilities that lie ahead. Limit your exposure to negative news and media, protecting your mind from fear-based programming. On a physical level, begin stockpiling essential supplies, including food, water, medicine, and first aid supplies. Learn basic survival skills, such as fire starting, shelter building, and navigation. Get in good physical shape through exercise and healthy eating, strengthening your body and building your endurance. Secure access to alternative energy sources, such as solar or wind power, reducing your dependence on the centralized grid. Financially, create an emergency fund and reduce your debt, freeing yourself from the shackles of financial insecurity. Diversify your investments and explore alternative currencies, protecting your assets from economic downturns. Develop income streams that are resilient to economic disruptions, such as online businesses or freelance work. Within your community, build strong relationships with your neighbors and community members, fostering a sense of mutual support and cooperation. Organize local preparedness groups, sharing skills and resources, and creating a network of mutual aid. Create local food systems, such as community gardens or farmers' markets, reducing your dependence on the global food supply. Explore bartering networks, exchanging goods and services without relying on traditional currency. Finally, invest in expanding your knowledge. Learn new skills, such as herbalism, emergency medicine, and self-defense, empowering yourself to handle a wide range of challenges. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more you know, the more prepared you will be. Imagine a future where lightworkers are prepared, resilient, and able to thrive no matter what challenges arise. In this future, you are not victims of circumstance, but proactive creators of your own reality. This preparedness leads to increased self-sufficiency and independence, freeing you from dependence on external systems. You experience greater peace of mind and reduce stress, knowing that you are well equipped to handle whatever comes your way. Stronger communities and social connections emerge, creating a supportive network of mutual aid and cooperation. Your capacity to help others in need increases, allowing you to become beacons of hope and sources of strength for those around you. Greater resilience in the face of crises and disruptions will be achieved, enabling you to weather any storm with grace and fortitude. Most importantly, this preparedness inspires others to take responsibility for their own well-being, creating a ripple effect of positive change that transforms the world. You become role models for conscious living, community building, and environmental stewardship, demonstrating that it is possible to create a more sustainable and equitable world. In this future, the Dark's attempts at creating chaos and control are thwarted by the collective preparedness and resilience of lightworkers and their communities. Their negative agendas are rendered ineffective as people become more self-reliant, interconnected, and empowered. Imagine a world where communities are able to withstand economic shocks, natural disasters, and other crises without relying on government intervention or external aid. Picture neighborhoods where people share resources, skills, and knowledge, creating a strong sense of community and mutual support. Envision a future where individuals are empowered to take control of their own health, finances, and well-being, freeing themselves from dependence on external systems. Are you ready to embrace this vision and to take the practical steps necessary to bring it into reality? This is what is possible when we embrace preparedness as a form of empowerment, responsibility, and conscious co-creation. And so we say, practical preparation is key to navigating the shifting world and creating a more resilient future. Remember, preparedness is not about fear, but about empowerment, responsibility, and conscious co-creation. By taking practical steps to prepare yourselves and your communities, you become beacons of hope and catalysts for positive change. The more prepared you are, the less vulnerable you are to manipulation and control. I encourage you to continue practicing preparedness skills and to share your knowledge with others. Remember, you are not alone in this journey, and you are supported by a vast network of light beings and galactic allies. As we transition towards the closing of this message, know that you are encouraged to become beacons of knowledge for your communities, and that more still will be revealed soon. Dear ground crew, while many of you have dedicated yourselves to meditation, energy healing, and various forms of activism, you may still find yourselves grappling with a persistent question. What is my unique mission in this grand awakening? Perhaps you feel like you're doing all the right things attending workshops, clearing limiting beliefs, and spreading positivity, yet a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment remains elusive. In this critical phase of planetary evolution, it is imperative that you clarify your individual mission and take aligned action. For this is where your true power lies, not in scattered efforts, but in focused intention. And so, I, Alara of the Pleiades, step forward to offer you the tools and insights needed to unlock your unique path and make a tangible difference in the world, acting as a beacon in the fog. Understand, beloved ones, that the dark, in its insidious strategy to maintain control, actively seeks to keep lightworkers disoriented and uncertain about their true missions. This confusion serves as a powerful weapon, diluting your collective impact and preventing you from focusing your immense energy on creating positive change. How does this strategy manifest, you may ask? By fostering fragmentation within the lightworker community, sowing seeds of doubt, and promoting distractions that keep you from discovering your authentic purpose. This creates a scenario where individual lightworkers, while well-intentioned, are less effective than they could be, and the combined power of the collective is significantly diminished. But the time has come for you to recognize these tactics and reclaim your focus. Consider the specific ways in which the dark fosters this mission confusion. They promote generic or vague spiritual goals, such as raising vibrations, without offering a specific focus or direction. This can lead to lightworkers feeling like they're contributing to the greater good, but without a clear understanding of how their efforts translate into tangible results. They encourage comparison and competition among lightworkers, creating a sense of scarcity and undermining collaboration. You might see this reflected in online groups and communities, where discussions often devolve into debates about who is more enlightened or who has the correct approach. The dark creates distractions and shiny object syndrome through New Age concepts, constantly introducing new modalities, teachings, and gurus that promise instant enlightenment, but ultimately lead to further confusion. By exploiting ego and the need for external validation, they encourage lightworkers to seek approval and recognition from others, rather than trusting their own inner guidance. They promote the insidious idea that one's mission must be large and significant to be worthwhile, discouraging individuals from pursuing smaller, more manageable goals that align with their unique talents and passions. They encourage the paralyzing belief that the mission is simply to wait for a savior or for the event, rather than taking proactive steps to create positive change in the present. Lastly, lightworkers are encouraged to emulate others rather than discover their unique path. Let us examine how this mission confusion plays out in lightworker communities and individual lives. How many times have you witnessed the endless pursuit of new spiritual teachings without integrating or applying them? The constant hopping from one workshop to another, one guru to the next, always seeking the next big thing, but never truly embodying the wisdom gained. Do you notice the tendency to jump from one project or cause to another without a clear focus or commitment? Driven by a desire to save the world, many lightworkers spread themselves too thin, becoming overwhelmed by the multitude of problems and ultimately achieving very little. Can you feel how easy it is to fall into the trap of comparing oneself to other lightworkers and feeling inadequate or unfulfilled? Social media feeds are filled with seemingly perfect spiritual lives, leading many to question their own path and feel like they're not doing enough. Have you seen lightworkers seeking validation from gurus or external sources for their mission? This external reliance disempowers them from recognizing their own inner wisdom. All of this leads to getting caught up in drama or infighting within the lightworker community. Petty disputes, power struggles, and disagreements over beliefs can drain energy and divert attention from the true mission. Procrastination or inaction due to fear of failure or not knowing where to start also paralyzes movement. Many lightworkers become overwhelmed by the enormity of the task ahead and freeze. And what of engaging in spiritual practices without clear intention, leading to confusion? Meditation, visualization, and other techniques can become empty rituals without a clear understanding of their purpose. Societal messaging only amplifies this confusion with its emphasis on career success and material wealth as the primary measures of worth. The pressure to conform to societal expectations and pursue conventional paths stifle individuality. Therefore, Dear Lightworkers, let us now embark on a journey to define your unique mission and take aligned action. Know that this is a process of inner exploration and self-discovery, not a quest for external validation. Begin by identifying your core values, passions, and talents. What truly matters to you? What activities make you feel alive and energized? What are you naturally good at? Explore your life experiences and identify recurring themes. What challenges have you overcome? What lessons have you learned? What problems do you find yourself drawn to solve? Reflect on what brings you joy and what breaks your heart. What injustices do you see in the world? What changes do you long to create? From here, I encourage you to write a personal mission statement that reflects your unique purpose. This statement should be a concise and inspiring declaration of what you want to accomplish in the world. Next, connect with your inner guidance through meditation, prayer, and mindfulness practices to access your intuition. Create space for stillness and listen to the whispers of your soul. Journal and practice automatic writing to receive insights from your higher self. Ask for guidance and allow the answers to flow. Seek guidance from spirit guides, angels, or other benevolent beings. Connect with your celestial support team and ask for clarity and direction. Pay attention to synchronicities and meaningful coincidences. These are often signs from the universe guiding you on your path. Consider using divination tools such as tarot or oracle cards for clarity and direction. These tools can provide valuable insights and help you tap into your intuition. Then, take aligned action by breaking down your mission into smaller, manageable goals. Don't try to do everything at once. Focus on taking small steps each day that align with your overall purpose. Create a clear action plan with specific steps and timelines. Write down your goals and break them down into actionable tasks. Prioritize tasks and focus on the most impactful activities. What actions will have the greatest impact on your mission? Delegate or outsource tasks that are not aligned with your strengths. Focus on what you do best and let others handle the rest. Take consistent action, even if it's just a small step each day. Consistency is key to achieving your goals. Be open to feedback and adjusting your plan as needed. The universe is constantly providing feedback. Be willing to adjust your course as needed. Celebrate your successes and learn from your failures. Every experience is a learning opportunity. Finally, follow inspiration over forced action. True action comes from a place of joy and passion, not obligation or duty. Imagine a future where lightworkers are living with purpose and aligned action, making a tangible difference in the world. Envision this collective no longer scattered or confused, but focused and effective in their chosen areas of impact. The result is increased fulfillment, joy, and satisfaction. Living in alignment with your purpose brings deep joy and fulfillment. The result will be greater impact and positive change in the world. By focusing your energy on your unique mission, you will create a powerful ripple effect. Stronger communities and social connections will emerge. Purposeful action fosters collaboration and creates a sense of belonging. This allows greater resilience in the face of challenges. A clear sense of purpose provides strength and resilience in difficult times. More abundance and resources to support their mission comes forward. The universe supports those who are living in alignment with their purpose. This creates inspiration for others to discover and pursue their unique purpose. Purposeful action inspires others to step into their own power. This collective purposeful action will create a more just, sustainable, and harmonious world. Societal problems will be solved as lightworkers focus their energy on creating positive solutions. Humanity will evolve to a higher state of consciousness and co-creation. And so we say, defining your mission and taking aligned action is the key to unlocking your full potential as a lightworker. Remember, purposeful action is far more effective and fulfilling than scattered efforts. By clarifying your mission and taking aligned action, you become catalysts for positive change and co-create a better world. A world filled with lightworkers acting in harmony with their true calling is indeed the blueprint for a new Earth. Continue to explore your mission and take aligned action, knowing that you are supported by the universe in your efforts. As we transition to the closing of this message, continue to focus all actions toward your higher mission and know that you are not alone. What we will soon discover is that a key to this mission is unity, which we will discuss next. Beloved Lightworkers, do you still find yourselves perceiving the dark as an external enemy, separate from your own being? Know this: the ultimate revelation lies in dissolving the illusion of separation and recognizing the interconnectedness of all things. Indeed, the final battle is not a physical war, but a transcendence into unity consciousness. I am Lyran of the Pleiades, and I am here to guide you towards this understanding and offer you the tools to dismantle this illusion. The illusion of separation, dear ones, is a fundamental construct of the 3D matrix, meticulously designed to keep humanity fragmented and powerless. Understand that this illusion is perpetuated through several key mechanisms. It begins with ego identification, the entrenched belief in a separate self, distinct from all others. This is further fueled by judgment, the constant parsing of the world into good and evil, right and wrong, creating division where there is only nuanced experience. Fear, with its attendant beliefs in scarcity and competition, amplifies this sense of isolation, making it feel as though your survival depends on hoarding resources and triumphing over others. And what of limited perception, the inability to see beyond the confines of the physical realm, blinding you to the interconnected web of energy that binds all things? The so-called dark, rather than being an external force lurking in the shadows, is actually a manifestation of the collective shadow self, the unintegrated aspects of humanity, the fears, traumas, and suppressed emotions that you have disowned. By projecting these unintegrated aspects onto an external enemy, you avoid taking responsibility for them within yourselves, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of conflict and division. Understand that this illusion directly impacts your ability to manifest timelines. If you are at odds with your neighbor, how can you possibly manifest a timeline of global cooperation? Consider the specific ways in which this illusion of separation manifests in your world. Reflect on the endless cycles of war and conflict between nations and groups, each side convinced of its own righteousness and the other's inherent evil. Observe the pervasive social inequality and economic disparity, where a few hoard vast wealth while many struggle to survive, creating resentment and division. Consider the ongoing environmental destruction and relentless exploitation of resources, driven by a belief that humanity is separate from and superior to nature. Have you not witnessed the prejudice and discrimination based on race, religion, gender, or other factors, perpetuating cycles of hatred and violence? And what of the increasingly toxic political polarization and ideological division, where opposing viewpoints are demonized and dialogue becomes impossible? All of this boils down to the insidious us versus them mentality that permeates every aspect of your society. But it does not stop there. The illusion of separation even rears its head within lightworker communities. Have you not seen the infighting and conflict over spiritual teachings or practices, each group claiming to have the true path? Can you feel the judgment and criticism directed towards those who hold different beliefs, creating a climate of intolerance and exclusion? Does it not seem like there is competition for followers or recognition, undermining the spirit of collaboration and mutual support? And how many exclusive groups or hierarchies are created, fostering a sense of elitism and separation from the wider community? These examples all exist because of a conscious, though often unconscious, choice to separate from source, from the unifying force of love and compassion that underlies all existence. Therefore, dear Lightworkers, let us now explore practical techniques for dissolving the illusion of separation and embracing unity consciousness. I encourage you to begin with practicing self-compassion. Accept all aspects of yourself, including your shadow self, the parts you have judged and rejected. Treat yourself with kindness, understanding, and forgiveness, recognizing that you are worthy of love and belonging, regardless of your perceived flaws or imperfections. Next, cultivate empathy by putting yourself in other people's shoes and trying to understand their perspectives, even if you disagree with them. Recognize the shared humanity that connects all beings, transcending differences in race, religion, or ideology. Practice active listening and non-judgmental communication, creating space for genuine connection and understanding. Then, find true freedom through forgiveness. Release resentment and anger towards those who have wronged you, understanding that everyone is doing the best they can with the level of consciousness they have. Recognize that forgiveness is ultimately for yourself, freeing you from the burden of the past and opening your heart to the present moment. Above all, practice oneness by seeing the divine spark in all beings, regardless of their appearance or beliefs. Recognize the interconnectedness of all life and the interdependence of all things, understanding that what you do to others, you ultimately do to yourself. Act in ways that benefit the whole, rather than just the individual self, considering the impact of your actions on the planet and all its inhabitants. Imagine a future where humanity has awakened to unity consciousness and the illusion of separation has dissolved. See a world where there is no longer a perceptives, us versus them, but a sense of shared identity and collective responsibility, where everyone is valued and respected for their unique contribution. Visualize how this unity consciousness leads to global peace and cooperation, as nations and groups work together to solve shared challenges. Picture social justice and economic equality, where resources are distributed fairly and everyone has access to basic necessities. Envision environmental sustainability and ecological restoration, as humanity lives in harmony with nature, protecting and preserving the planet for future generations. The end of prejudice and discrimination based on race, religion, gender, or other factors is achieved, creating a society where diversity is celebrated and everyone feels safe and welcome. You see the emergence of a harmonious and thriving civilization, where creativity, innovation, and collaboration flourish, and where humanity takes its place as a responsible and compassionate member of the galactic community. Those who awaken inspire others to embrace unity consciousness and co-create a world based on love, compassion, and interconnectedness, becoming stewards of the planet and guardians of the future. The Dark's attempts at creating separation and division are rendered powerless by the collective consciousness of humanity, awakened to its true nature. And so we say, dissolving the illusion of separation and embracing unity consciousness is the ultimate victory in the final battle. By recognizing the interconnectedness of all things and acting from a place of love and compassion, you can help create a world based on unity, peace, and abundance, a world where everyone thrives. Remember that all conscious actions are a choice to connect more to Source or disconnect. As we prepare to transition to the closing of this message, continue to focus all actions toward unity and know that you are not alone in this journey. What awaits us is an exploration into fully integrating all this knowledge. Beloved Lightworkers, even as you strive for unity consciousness, do you sometimes find yourselves struggling to discern authentic guidance from deceptive manipulations that masquerade as light? Remember this: the dark rarely presents itself as overtly negative. Instead, it cleverly distorts positive qualities to gain influence and control. The final battle, dear ones, requires honing your discernment to differentiate genuine light from the shadow's distorted mirror. I am Lyran of the Pleiades, and I am here to provide you with the tools and insights to navigate these subtle deceptions. Understand that the dark rarely presents itself as overtly negative. More often, it cleverly distorts positive qualities to gain influence and control. This distortion takes many forms, each designed to exploit vulnerabilities and desires, making them particularly insidious. One common tactic is love bombing, an excessive display of flattery and attention designed to manipulate individuals. This contrasts sharply with genuine compassion, which respects boundaries and fosters genuine connection without seeking to control or possess. Another distortion is false hope, where unrealistic promises and quick fixes are offered to lure people in. This stands in stark opposition to true optimism, which is grounded in reality and sustained effort, acknowledging challenges while maintaining a positive outlook. The dark also offers empty echoes of unity, such as the hive mind mentality, which suppresses individuality and critical thinking, whereas the true version promotes individuality and unique expression in the spirit of collaboration. Have you not seen how spiritual bypassing, a superficial approach to spirituality, avoids addressing real-world problems and emotions? This is unlike authentic acceptance, which embraces both light and shadow, integrating all aspects of the self. Consider, too, the prevalence of fake positivity, an attempt to avoid negative emotions while still creating the same problems. This is a distortion of true optimism, which acknowledges negative emotions as part of the human experience and works to overcome them, turning negatives into positives. Another common manipulation is distorted truth, where half-truths are manipulated with a negative agenda. In contrast, honesty can be delivered with good intentions, even when it's difficult to hear. These distortions serve a specific purpose: to create dependency, manipulate emotions, and control narratives. The dark uses these tactics to keep individuals and groups trapped in cycles of fear and confusion, preventing them from accessing their true power and potential. Are you beginning to recognize these tactics in your own life and in the world around you? Consider some specific examples of distorted qualities in real-world scenarios. Think of cult leaders using love bombing to attract and control followers, showering them with affection and praise while isolating them from their families and friends. Analyze their specific techniques and manipulative behaviors, such as gaslighting, guilt-tripping, and emotional blackmail. Consider, too, politicians offering false promises to gain votes, exaggerating their achievements and downplaying their failures, often resorting to fear-mongering and divisive rhetoric. Examine their campaign rhetoric and deceptive tactics, such as appealing to prejudice and exploiting social anxieties. And what of advertisements using fake positivity to sell harmful products, portraying unrealistic images of happiness and success, while concealing the negative consequences of consumption? Discuss how manipulative messaging exploits vulnerabilities, such as insecurities about appearance or social status. Reflect also on gurus promoting spiritual bypassing to avoid addressing real-world issues, encouraging followers to focus on positive affirmations while ignoring systemic problems and social injustices. Analyze the language and teachings that discourage practical action and critical thinking. The media also frequently echoes distorted news and half-truths, sensationalizing events and promoting biased information. Elaborate on these tactics and highlight some of the sources, such as propaganda outlets and partisan websites. Social media algorithms further promote echo chambers and biased information, reinforcing existing beliefs and limiting exposure to diverse perspectives. Demonstrate how echo chambers and opinions have become fact, hindering critical thinking and promoting polarization. Consider also the historical examples of how distorted qualities have been used to justify harmful actions. The use of divine right was used to justify authoritarian rule, claiming that monarchs were chosen by God and therefore above the law. Examine the historical context and consequences of this belief, such as the suppression of dissent and the persecution of religious minorities. Manifest destiny was used to justify the colonization and displacement of indigenous peoples, claiming that it was America's God-given right to expand across the continent. Analyze the impact of this ideology, such as the destruction of native cultures and the perpetuation of racial inequality. And what of the justification of violence in the name of peace or security, arguing that war is necessary to protect freedom and democracy? Discuss specific examples of how these concepts have been distorted, such as the use of military force to achieve geopolitical objectives. As one who steps forward to guide you, I have had to learn to discern these qualities myself through personal experience. I share them not as a far-off observation, but from hard-won understanding. In my own spiritual journey, I have encountered distorted qualities in many forms. I was once deceived and manipulated by someone who appeared to be positive and well-intentioned, but whose actions revealed a different agenda. I allowed myself to be drawn in by their charisma and flattery, ignoring the red flags that my intuition was sending me. Over time, I realized that their words did not match their actions, and that they were more interested in controlling me than supporting me. It was a painful lesson, but it taught me to trust my intuition and to be wary of those who seemed too good to be true. I then learned to recognize these distortions and protect myself from them by setting clear boundaries and refusing to compromise my values. Therefore, in order to navigate this final battle effectively, you must develop discernment and recognize distorted qualities. I encourage you to question everything, challenge assumptions, seek evidence, and avoid blind faith. Become investigators of the truth and seek multiple perspectives, considering different viewpoints and avoiding echo chambers. If something sounds too good to be true, it likely is. But more importantly, you must learn to trust your intuition. Develop your inner guidance and recognize red flags. Those gut feelings, those sudden chills, and moments of hesitation are there to provide insight, but it takes practice. Look beyond surface appearances and assess the underlying intentions. Who benefits from this narrative? What are they trying to achieve? And what actions are they taking? Actions, dear ones, always speak louder than words, and consistency is key. You must learn to set boundaries and protect yourselves from manipulation. Clearly define your limits and refuse to compromise your values, and trust those clear boundaries. Be aware of your emotional triggers and manipulative actions. What makes you feel defensive? What makes you want to agree without questioning? Finally, pause before reacting, taking a breath and evaluating before taking action or offering a response. When you develop these qualities, the world transforms around you into a safe haven. Imagine a future where lightworkers are adept at discerning authentic guidance from distorted manipulations, leading to greater clarity and empowerment. This heightened discernment will lead to stronger, more authentic relationships, built on trust and mutual respect. You will also experience greater success in pursuing your missions, because you will be able to identify and avoid distractions and traps, while becoming more resilient to negative influences, quickly recovering from setbacks and maintaining your focus. Your actions for positive change will become more effective because you will be able to target your efforts where they are needed most. You will become more safe and secure for yourselves and those around you, creating havens of trust and understanding, all because you learn to discern the difference between the light and the shadow. Indeed, in this future, collective discernment will create a more truthful and just world, free from manipulation and deception. Societal systems will become more transparent and accountable, because those in power will be held to higher standards, and individuals will be empowered to make informed decisions and create their own realities. Project forward and see that dark entities will be unable to find a way to influence those with true discernment, their tactics rendered useless by the collective awareness of humanity. How glorious is such a world when all are safe from the dark and aligned with the light. And so we say, learning to recognize distorted qualities is a key skill for navigating the final battle and creating a more enlightened world. By honing your discernment and trusting your intuition, you can become beacons of truth and inspire others to do the same. Remember that not all who claim to be lightworkers are aligned with the light. With this in mind, let us transition to another crucial element in this final battle, understanding the dark's true aim. Dear lightworkers, the path of ascension may at times feel like an endless climb, and this final battle a relentless storm. But I, Lyra of the High Council, assure you that your efforts are far from futile. Understand that what you perceive as a singular, decisive conflict is but the latest iteration of an ancient and cyclical struggle, one that has played out across millennia, albeit in different forms. Recognizing this cyclical nature provides invaluable perspective, resilience, and a deeper understanding of the tactics employed by those who seek to maintain control. For those who seek control often resort to familiar strategies, repeating patterns of manipulation across different eras. These tactics, though varied in presentation, share a common goal: to maintain power by controlling information, dividing populations, and suppressing dissent. Propaganda and misinformation are consistently used to shape public opinion, creating false narratives and distorting the truth. Division and polarization are employed to create conflict and weaken unity, fostering animosity between different groups and preventing collaboration. The suppression of knowledge and alternative viewpoints is a recurring theme, limiting access to information that could challenge the status quo. Economic manipulation and control of resources are used to create dependency and maintain power, ensuring that wealth and opportunity remain concentrated in the hands of a few. And finally, the use of fear and violence serves as the ultimate tool for maintaining control, intimidating populations, and suppressing resistance. Have you not observed these tactics playing out, time and again, throughout your history? Consider the use of propaganda in ancient Rome, where emperors used carefully crafted narratives and public spectacles to maintain their image and control the masses. Compare this to Nazi Germany, where propaganda was used to demonize minority groups and justify acts of aggression. Think, too, of the division of populations through religious conflicts in the Middle Ages, where religious differences were exploited to fuel wars and consolidate power. See how this parallels modern-day conflicts, where political polarization and identity politics are used to divide societies and prevent progress. And what of the suppression of scientific knowledge during the Inquisition, where those who challenged the established religious dogma were persecuted and silenced? Does this not echo the modern suppression of alternative health modalities and consciousness-expanding practices, which are often dismissed as pseudoscience or conspiracy theories? What about the economic manipulation by the Roman Empire, where wealth was concentrated in the hands of the elite, leading to widespread inequality and social unrest? This resonates with the economic exploitation of the masses through debt-based financial systems, where individuals are trapped in cycles of debt and dependency. Do you see how these patterns repeat? Even the use of fear and violence by totalitarian regimes throughout history, from the Roman Empire to the Soviet Union, where dissent was brutally suppressed and individual freedoms were curtailed, finds a modern equivalent in the use of fear and violence to justify oppressive measures, such as mass surveillance and the erosion of civil liberties. Through social media, information is consistently manipulated and presented through news outlets to influence the masses. Political polarization and identity politics divide society, creating conflict and preventing collaboration. Alternative health modalities and consciousness-expanding practices are suppressed, limiting access to knowledge that could empower individuals. The economic exploitation of the masses is happening through debt-based financial systems. Fear and violence are used to justify oppressive measures. Recognizing these repeating patterns is the first step towards breaking free from their influence. Therefore, how do we break free? What actions can we take? Dear Lightworkers, to break free from these cycles, you must actively cultivate discernment, seek knowledge, and promote unity. Study history to learn from past mistakes and successes, recognizing the patterns and tactics that have been used to control populations throughout the ages. Develop critical thinking skills to analyze information and identify manipulation, questioning narratives and seeking evidence before accepting them as truth. Cultivate inner awareness to recognize emotional triggers and biases, understanding how your own beliefs and experiences can influence your perceptions. Seek diverse perspectives and challenge your own assumptions, engaging with different viewpoints and considering alternative interpretations of events. Support alternative media and independent sources of information, diversifying your news sources and avoiding echo chambers. Build strong communities and support networks to resist division, fostering connections with like-minded individuals and working together to create positive change. Promote knowledge sharing and empower others to learn and grow, sharing your insights and supporting the awakening of consciousness in others. Adapt and pivot as you see patterns repeat, remaining flexible and responsive to changing circumstances. Imagine, beloved ones, a future where humanity has learned from the past and is able to break the cycle of light and dark conflicts, where we are able to quickly adapt and make changes as the dark repeats their behavior. This will lead to a more conscious and informed population, capable of critical thinking and resistant to manipulation. A unified and collaborative society will emerge, working together to create a better world for all. A more just and equitable world will be established, where resources are shared fairly and opportunities are available to all. Our planet will transform into a sustainable and thriving place, where we live in harmony with nature and protect the environment. We will develop greater resilience to manipulation and control, able to resist propaganda and maintain our freedom of thought and action. The recurring violence and suffering will end as society transitions into a peaceful and enlightened state. Can you see it? Can you feel it? As you move into this future, you will inspire others to become pattern breakers, creating a new, more enlightened reality, and finding the ability to recognize and rewrite these patterns, equipped with the knowledge and tools to create positive change. What we will discover next is even more shocking, that humanity's history is not a series of random events, but a carefully orchestrated cycle of light and dark, designed to test and strengthen your souls. And so we say, understanding the cyclical nature of light and dark conflicts is key to creating a more positive future. By learning from the past, developing critical thinking skills, and promoting unity and knowledge sharing, lightworkers can help break the cycle of manipulation and control. It is time to make ready your final actions for the light, as well as a message of hope, unity, empowerment, transcendence, integration, readiness, purpose, conscious creation, interconnectedness, discernment, and pattern recognition. Let us now transition to a deeper exploration of the shadow's distorted mirror, a reflection that will reveal the path to authentic expression and lasting transformation. Beloved lightworkers, even as you diligently prepare, fortifying your practical defenses and mastering the skills of discernment, you may still find yourselves wrestling with the rising tides of chaos, feeling anxious, stressed, or even overwhelmed. Understand, dear ones, that cultivating inner peace is not merely a pleasant aspiration, but the very bedrock upon which you will navigate this final battle with clarity, resilience, and unwavering effectiveness, wielding it as your most potent superpower. Inner peace is not about escaping the storms of reality, but about anchoring yourselves in a state of unshakable calm and centeredness amidst the tempest, becoming beacons of stability for yourselves and for all those around you. And so, I speak with you today to provide practical tools and expanded perspectives for cultivating that very inner peace. The dark, in its relentless pursuit of control, strategically engineers and amplifies chaos as a primary weapon, aiming to destabilize societies, manipulate your emotions, and ultimately disempower you. Why? Because chaos keeps humanity in a perpetual state of fear and reactivity, rendering you more susceptible to external control and influence, preventing you from accessing your innate power. Consider the tactics they employ. They spread misinformation and disinformation with malicious intent, sowing confusion and eroding trust in truth itself. They foment economic instability and financial insecurity, creating dependence and desperation. They relentlessly promote social division and identity politics, fracturing communities and hindering unity. They instigate conflicts and wars, diverting resources and perpetuating cycles of violence. They undermine trust in institutions and authority figures, creating a vacuum of leadership. They cultivate fear through media, entertainment, and manufactured crises, keeping you in a constant state of anxiety. And they promote a sense of urgency and overwhelm, effectively preventing mindful decision-making and rational thought. Are you beginning to recognize these patterns in the world around you? These tactics are meticulously designed to overload your nervous systems, making it exceedingly difficult to access that inner sanctuary of peace. The intended consequence is that chaos breeds stress, fear, and reactivity, making it exponentially harder for you, dear lightworkers, to hold the light steady, diminishing its radiance in a world that desperately needs it. Consider the increasing frequency and intensity of so-called natural disasters, amplified by geoengineering and weather manipulation, intended to instill fear and displace populations. Observe the growing social and political unrest erupting in many nations, fueled by divisive ideologies and external agitators. Ponder the economic volatility and financial uncertainty gripping the globe, orchestrated by those who benefit from instability and control. Reflect on the constant barrage of negative news and information inundating your media outlets, designed to create a sense of despair and hopelessness. Analyze the erosion of personal freedoms and privacy, justified by false narratives and manufactured threats. Witness the escalating levels of stress, anxiety, and depression plaguing your societies, direct consequences of this orchestrated campaign. And finally, consider the deliberate division of society into warring factions, pitted against one another in a relentless cycle of conflict. How does this orchestrated chaos affect you, both as individuals and as a community of lightworkers? Many of you feel overwhelmed by the negativity and suffering pervading the world. Some grapple with anxiety, fear, and hopelessness, struggling to maintain your inner balance. Others find it difficult to maintain focus and clarity, easily distracted by the constant stream of information and drama. Some get caught up in the very drama and conflicts they seek to transcend. Many feel drained and depleted, their energy reserves constantly being depleted by the relentless negativity. And some even lose sight of their mission and purpose, questioning their ability to make a difference. Now, consider specific events or figures that embody this orchestrated chaos. Reflect on political leaders who exploit division and fear for personal gain, manipulating public sentiment for their own agendas. Observe media outlets that sensationalize negative news and promote conflict, profiting from the spread of fear and division. Analyze corporations that prioritize profit over people and planet, perpetuating cycles of exploitation and environmental destruction. Do you not see that chaos only begets more chaos, perpetuating a vicious cycle of suffering and destruction? Therefore, I offer practical techniques for cultivating inner peace amidst external chaos, beginning with the practice of mindfulness and meditation. Dedicate time each day to quiet the mind, connect with your inner source of peace, and center your awareness in the present moment. Utilize mindfulness techniques to stay grounded amidst the swirling chaos, focusing on your breath, your senses, and the simple act of being present. Cultivate self-awareness to recognize and manage your emotional triggers, understanding what pushes you out of balance and developing strategies for responding with equanimity. Embrace breathwork and relaxation techniques. Employ breathwork exercises to regulate your nervous system and reduce stress, activating your parasympathetic nervous system and promoting a sense of calm. Practice relaxation techniques such as yoga, tai chi, or qigong, releasing tension from your body and mind. Create a calming environment for yourselves, limiting exposure to noise and distractions, and creating a sanctuary of peace in your home. Connect with nature. Spend time outdoors, immersing yourselves in the natural world to ground and recharge your energy. Engage in activities such as hiking, gardening, or swimming, connecting with the elements and feeling the interconnectedness of all life. Limit your exposure to negativity. Reduce or eliminate your consumption of negative news, media, and social media, shielding yourselves from the constant barrage of fear-based information. Set boundaries with people who drain your energy or promote chaos, protecting your energetic field from external influences. Focus on positive and uplifting content, nourishing your mind and spirit with sources of inspiration and hope. Practice gratitude and appreciation. Cultivate gratitude for the blessings in your life, focusing on the positive aspects of every situation, no matter how challenging it may seem. Express appreciation for the people and things that bring you joy, amplifying the positive energy in your life. Engage in service and compassion. Commit yourselves to acts of service, helping others and making a positive impact on the world, shifting your focus from your own anxieties to the needs of others. Cultivate compassion for yourselves and for all beings, recognizing that you are all interconnected and deserving of love and kindness. Realize you are part of something much grander than yourselves, connected to a vast network of light and guided by a divine purpose. Envision, dear lightworkers, a future where you are beacons of unwavering peace in a world consumed by chaos, radiating calm and stability to all those around you, acting as galactic peacekeepers when we take our place. In this future, your inner peace will lead to greater clarity and discernment, enabling you to navigate the complexities of the world with wisdom and understanding. It will foster increased resilience and adaptability, allowing you to weather any storm with grace and strength. It will empower you to take more effective action for positive change, guided by your intuition and inspired by your heart. It will cultivate stronger communities and social connections, uniting people in shared purpose and mutual support. It will awaken greater joy, fulfillment, and well-being, enriching your lives and inspiring others. And it will inspire countless others to cultivate inner peace, creating a ripple effect of positive transformation throughout the world. Eventually, this collective inner peace will create a more harmonious and balanced world, one where chaos and conflict subside as more people awaken to their inner power. Humanity will evolve to a higher state of consciousness and co-creation, living in harmony with each other and with the planet. Can you imagine such a world where inner peace reigns supreme? And so we say, cultivating inner peace is not merely a personal pursuit, but a vital act of service to humanity and the key to navigating this final battle with grace and strength. By practicing mindfulness, connecting with nature, limiting exposure to negativity, and engaging in acts of service, you can become anchors of peace in a world of chaos, radiating light and hope to all those around you, and proving that inner peace is truly the most powerful act of resistance. Dear ones, prioritize your inner peace and share your practices with others, knowing that you are supported by a vast network of light beings and galactic allies who are assisting in humanity's awakening. What lies ahead is even more wondrous: a deeper exploration of the power of collective consciousness and how, when harnessed with intention, it can shape the very fabric of reality. Beloved lightworkers, even with all your diligent work, preparation, and the tools you have acquired, the path to authentic light can sometimes be obscured, cleverly masked by those who present a false light, figures who distort teachings and muddy the waters of truth. You may find yourselves feeling confused or even misled by spiritual teachers or movements that seem benevolent and radiant on the surface, yet emanate a subtle dissonance within your spirit. Does this ring true for any of you? Therefore, it is of paramount importance to re-emphasize the need for critical evaluation, the unwavering trust in your inner guidance, and the strength found in community support, so you may discern authentic light from deceptive imitations, lest you be led astray on your sacred journey. Know that the final battle we speak of extends beyond external forces. It is also a battle fought within, a battle that involves recognizing and rejecting false light narratives, beliefs that resonate with your spirit and consciously aligning with true guidance, that which elevates and empowers you. I, as a guide, mentor, and elder sibling, reaffirm my role in offering the tools and wisdom necessary to navigate these complexities, assisting you in developing an unshakable compass that always points toward true authenticity. Are you ready to delve deeper into the heart of discernment? Understand that the dark, in its multifaceted strategies to maintain influence, often presents itself cloaked in love and light, using saccharine words and seemingly compassionate gestures to attract well-intentioned individuals, subtly manipulating them from within. This tactic is particularly effective because it preys upon the very pure and genuine desire for spiritual growth and heart-centered connection that resides within each of you. Do you see how easily one can be deceived when the mask is so beautifully crafted? This deception relies on your willingness to see the good in others, a quality that is often exploited. Let us delve into the characteristics of false light figures and teachings, for recognizing these signs is crucial for your protection. These figures often engage in excessive flattery and love bombing, showering you with praise and adoration to gain your trust and loyalty, making you feel exceptionally special and chosen. Their teachings tend to be vague or simplistic, lacking the depth and substance necessary for genuine spiritual understanding, offering feel-good platitudes instead of transformative insights. They actively discourage critical thinking and independent inquiry, urging you to blindly accept their pronouncements without question, stifling your innate ability to discern truth. There is an overemphasis on external validation and dependence on the teacher or movement, positioning themselves as the sole source of wisdom and guidance, disempowering you from seeking answers within. They will often suppress dissenting opinions or any challenges to their authority, creating an environment of fear and conformity, where questioning is met with judgment or expulsion. Financial exploitation is a common tactic, with constant pressure to donate or invest in their cause, often with promises of miraculous returns or exclusive access. Inconsistent behavior or hypocrisy in their personal lives becomes evident over time, as their actions contradict the very principles they espouse, revealing the cracks in their facade. They often isolate followers from their existing support networks, creating a sense of dependence and alienation, making it harder for you to leave or question their methods. The presence of New Age jargon that is devoid of any real-world application, using buzzwords and spiritual-sounding phrases without genuine meaning or practical guidance, is also a sign. Remember, true light empowers. False light manipulates. Do you understand the difference? Ultimately, false light serves to disempower individuals and redirect their energy towards the dark's agenda, weakening the collective and hindering the ascension process. The more energy these figures accumulate, the more they are siphoning away from humanity's evolution. So, what does this look like in action? Consider cult leaders who use manipulative techniques to control their followers, exploiting their resources and demanding absolute obedience, often living in lavish excess while their followers struggle. Think of spiritual teachers who promise instant enlightenment or miraculous cures, selling expensive courses or retreats with unrealistic promises and preying on vulnerability. Reflect on movements that promote spiritual bypassing, ignoring real-world problems, and focusing solely on positive thinking, while neglecting social justice, creating a false sense of peace while injustice thrives. Examine online communities that create echo chambers, suppressing dissenting opinions and banning anyone who questions the group's beliefs, stifling intellectual growth and creating rigid ideologies. Consider the political figures who promote divisive ideologies in the name of love and tolerance, sowing discord and manipulating public sentiment for their own gain. And analyze public figures who profit handsomely from offering spiritual guidance, commodifying sacred wisdom, and exploiting those seeking solace. Now, here is a critical point that many overlook. These figures can often believe they are doing good, further clouding the waters and making discernment even more challenging. Are you prepared to delve even deeper? Historically, false light has been used to justify harmful actions throughout the ages. Religious leaders have used their authority to promote war, oppression, or intolerance, twisting sacred texts to justify their agendas. Political leaders have used spiritual rhetoric to justify colonialism or genocide, claiming divine mandate for their heinous acts. Reflect on my own experiences, for I too have encountered false light in my own spiritual journey. There were times when I was deceived and manipulated by someone who seemed enlightened and benevolent, their words sweet and reassuring, but their actions ultimately self-serving and destructive. It was through these experiences that I learned to recognize the red flags, the subtle inconsistencies, and the disempowering dynamics, developing the wisdom to protect myself from these influences. Has anyone listening ever had a similar experience? What did it teach you? The question becomes, how do we navigate this treacherous terrain and stay true to the authentic light? Cultivate critical thinking, questioning everything, seeking evidence, and avoiding blind faith, nurturing your intellect and demanding logical consistency. Trust your intuition, developing your inner guidance and paying attention to those subtle red flags, for your spirit knows the truth even when your mind is confused. Seek multiple perspectives, considering different viewpoints and avoiding echo chambers, expanding your understanding and challenging your own assumptions. Examine the teacher's actions, observing their behavior and looking for consistency between their words and deeds, ensuring that their actions align with their stated principles. Set healthy boundaries, protecting yourself from manipulation and exploitation, knowing your worth and refusing to be taken advantage of. Prioritize inner guidance, relying on your own connection to Source rather than external authorities, cultivating a direct relationship with the divine. Practice self-love and self-worth, avoiding seeking validation or approval from others, recognizing your inherent value and embracing your authentic self. Focus on personal responsibility, taking ownership of your own spiritual growth rather than relying on others to save you, empowering yourself to be the architect of your own destiny. Create your own personal mantras and prayers, connecting with your inner power and affirming your intentions. And limit your intake from sources of information, protecting your mind from negativity and manipulation, choosing wisely what you allow to influence your thoughts. What other steps can you take to ensure you remain on the path of authentic light? Picture, if you will, a future where lightworkers are able to discern authentic guidance from deceptive influences, leading to a world of genuine light and truth, one where manipulation and control are replaced by empowerment and freedom. In this future, the manipulative systems and power structures that thrive on deception will crumble, unable to sustain themselves in the face of awakened discernment. Individuals will be empowered to make informed choices and create their own realities, no longer swayed by false promises or empty rhetoric. Authentic spiritual communities will emerge, based on love, respect, and equality, fostering genuine connection and mutual support. A more just, sustainable, and harmonious world will be created, one where truth and integrity prevail. And this, in turn, will inspire countless others to seek authentic guidance and create their own paths, igniting a chain reaction of positive transformation that sweeps across the globe. You will know who to trust on your path because their words will resonate with your soul, their actions will align with their values, and their presence will empower you to become your truest self. What a world this shall be. And so we say, recognizing false light and aligning with authentic guidance is a key to navigating the final battle and co-creating a more enlightened world, assisting you in embracing the authentic power within. By cultivating critical thinking, trusting your intuition, and prioritizing inner guidance, lightworkers can become beacons of truth, inspiring others to do the same. Share this information and support others on their path, for unity is your strength and collective wisdom is your shield. The ascension process relies on your ability to discern, to choose wisely, and to stand firmly in your truth. Are you ready to embrace this crucial role? Beloved lightworkers, even with the shadow work you have integrated, the practical preparations you have made, your ability to discern authenticity, the commitment you hold to inner peace, and your clear identification of your mission, do you sometimes still feel at the mercy of external events or stuck on undesirable timelines? Perhaps you feel powerless against global events, economic instability, or personal setbacks, despite all your efforts to align with a higher path. Does this resonate with you? I come to re-emphasize that consciously navigating timelines is the ultimate expression of your sovereignty, your divine right, and the key to co-creating a positive future for yourselves and for all. Frame consciously navigating timelines as claiming agency over the direction of your life, a life that is intrinsically interconnected with the collective reality. This isn't about escaping challenges, dear ones. Rather, it is about choosing empowering responses and maintaining unwavering focus on desired outcomes. Remember, this choice is accessible in every single moment and is a reflection of the infinite potential that resides within Source. Thus, I reaffirm my role in providing practical tools and knowledge to consciously navigate timelines, like the words I speak to you now. I intend to provide insights, techniques, and resources for shifting to higher vibrational timelines, so you might tangibly experience a reality of love, joy, and peace. Can you feel the power in this intention? To understand this, consider timelines as probabilities and potential realities that exist simultaneously, shimmering with infinite possibilities. What they don't want you to know is that your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions are not passive occurrences, but active forces influencing which timeline you experience. It is not merely about passively observing reality, but actively participating in its creation. The dark, in its attempts to maintain control, works to trap lightworkers on lower vibrational timelines characterized by fear, scarcity, and limitation. Here, you will encounter conflict, division, and control, constant reminders of illness, suffering, and despair, all wrapped in distorted realities and misinformation. But understand that by being aware of this manipulation, you are already freeing yourselves from the lower timelines. Can you sense the power in that awareness? The dark employs various techniques to manipulate timelines and keep people trapped in these lower states, ones where the infinite potential of Source is cleverly obscured. Think about how they spread fear-based narratives through media and propaganda, creating economic instability and financial insecurity, promoting social division and identity politics, and suppressing knowledge about timeline navigation and conscious creation. What they truly fear is your awakening to the power that you hold within, your ability to consciously create your reality and shift timelines through focused intention. They use technology to manipulate consciousness and influence choices, promoting addiction to create energetic bonds and attachments to lower timelines, all in an attempt to dim your light and keep you tethered to the illusion of separation. Do you see how pervasive these tactics are? By understanding these timeline dynamics and manipulation, lightworkers can consciously choose to shift their focus and align with higher vibrational timelines characterized by love, joy, and abundance. Peace, unity, and cooperation are the cornerstones of these timelines, alongside health, vitality, and well-being, all anchored in truth, clarity, and wisdom. Here, freedom, creativity, and empowerment flourish, replacing the limitations of the lower timelines with infinite possibilities. Consider this: the dark can only influence you if you give them your power. By taking conscious control of your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, you reclaim your sovereignty and begin to shape your reality in alignment with your highest potential. Are you ready to reclaim your power? Let's consider some real-world scenarios of how your choices and actions influence timeline manifestation. Contrast the timelines experienced by someone who constantly consumes negative news and worries about the future versus someone who focuses on gratitude, compassion, and positive action. The former creates a reality filled with anxiety, fear, and scarcity, attracting more negative experiences into their life. The latter, however, cultivates a reality of abundance, joy, and connection, opening themselves up to positive opportunities and attracting like-minded individuals. What timeline are you manifesting? Compare the timelines experienced by someone who gets caught up in arguments and seeks to prove others wrong versus someone who seeks understanding, forgiveness, and win-win solutions. The former perpetuates conflict and disharmony, creating strained relationships and a sense of isolation. The latter cultivates peace and harmony, fostering deeper connections and a sense of belonging. Which path do you choose? Consider the timelines experienced by someone who constantly worries about money and hoards resources versus someone who practices generosity, gratitude, and believes in abundance. The former experiences a reality of scarcity and limitation, constantly struggling to make ends meet. The latter cultivates a reality of abundance and prosperity, attracting financial opportunities and experiencing a sense of ease and flow. Finally, think about the difference between simply working for survival and engaging with the things that inspire you, the things you're passionate about. The former leads to a life of drudgery and dissatisfaction, feeling trapped and unfulfilled. The latter ignites your soul, filling you with purpose and joy, attracting abundance and opportunities that align with your passions. How can you shift your focus today? In my own journey, I have consciously navigated timelines by making conscious choices to shift my focus, change my beliefs, and take different actions, leading to more positive outcomes. In one instance, I was facing a situation that seemed insurmountable, filled with negativity and despair. By consciously shifting my focus to gratitude, compassion, and positive action, I was able to completely transform the situation, creating a reality filled with love, joy, and abundance. What was once considered a negative timeline is now filled with joy, a testament to the power of conscious choice. This did not happen overnight. It required consistent effort, unwavering faith, and a deep commitment to my own spiritual growth. But the rewards have been immeasurable. Can you envision such a transformation in your own life? Consider how the collective consciousness is currently influencing the manifestation of global timelines. The choices that humanity makes in the coming months will determine the trajectory of our shared future. Will we choose fear, division, and control, or will we choose love, unity, and cooperation? The potential timelines that could emerge based on current trends and choices are vast and varied. We could descend into a dystopian future filled with conflict, scarcity, and oppression, or we could ascend into a utopian future filled with peace, abundance, and harmony. The choice, dear ones, is ours. Do you feel the weight of this responsibility, the immense potential that lies within each of you to shape the future of our world? Here are a few techniques that lightworkers can use to consciously navigate timelines and shift to higher vibrational realities. First, visualization. Create a clear and vivid mental image of your desired timeline, focusing on the positive feelings and experiences associated with it. See yourself living in abundance, joy, and peace. Feel the love, connection, and gratitude that permeate your reality. Allow yourself to fully immerse in this vision, activating the energetic blueprint for your desired timeline. Imagine yourself surrounded by supportive friends and family, working on projects that inspire you, and contributing to the well-being of the planet. I invite you now to close your eyes and connect with your desired timeline. What do you see? What do you feel? Next, use affirmations. Positive statements reprogram your subconscious mind and align with your desired reality. Repeat these affirmations daily, infusing them with emotion and intention. Affirmations like I am abundant, I am healthy, I am loved, and I am at peace are powerful tools for creating your desired reality. I am grateful for all the abundance in my life. I am healthy and vibrant, radiating energy and vitality. I am surrounded by love and support, attracting positive relationships into my life. I am at peace, trusting in the divine plan and knowing that all is well. What affirmations resonate most deeply with you? Emotional mastery is essential. Learn to manage your emotions and focus on positive states such as gratitude, joy, and compassion. Practice emotional regulation techniques such as breathwork, meditation, and self-compassion. When negative emotions arise, acknowledge them without judgment and gently redirect your focus to positive thoughts and feelings. Remember, emotions are powerful creators. By mastering your emotions, you master your reality. Can you feel the power of your emotions? Belief transformation involves identifying and challenging limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck on lower timelines. Use tools like the Sedona method or Byron Katie's, the work, to question your beliefs and release those that no longer serve you. Replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones, shifting your perspective and opening yourself up to new possibilities. I am worthy of abundance. I am capable of achieving my dreams. I am loved and supported unconditionally. I am powerful creator of my reality. What limiting beliefs are you ready to release? Aligned action. Take actions that are aligned with your desired timeline, even if they seem small or insignificant. Follow your intuition and take inspired action each day, trusting that the universe will guide you on your path. Clear communication with all people and entities that affect your timeline and focus on what feels good. Prioritize pleasure and joy in your life. By taking aligned action, you activate the energetic blueprint for your desired timeline, bringing it closer to manifestation. Are you willing to take that first step, no matter how small it may seem? Imagine a future where lightworkers are consciously co-creating a positive reality by navigating timelines with intention and awareness. Conscious timeline navigation is not just a personal practice, but a collective effort that contributes to the creation of a new Earth, a world based on love, peace, and abundance. The planet will be healed, and ecological balance will be restored. Suffering will end, and a society based on justice, equality, and compassion will be created. New technologies and systems will emerge that support human well-being and planetary sustainability. Humanity will awaken to its full potential, co-creating a harmonious and thriving civilization. Earth will be integrated into a galactic civilization, joining a vast network of advanced and benevolent beings. This, in turn, will inspire others to embrace timeline navigation and take conscious control of their destinies. Remember, your timeline is in your hands. Are you ready to claim it? And so we say, consciously navigating timelines is the ultimate expression of your sovereignty and the key to co-creating a positive future. By using visualization, affirmations, emotional mastery, belief transformation, and aligned action, lightworkers can shift to higher vibrational timelines and manifest their desired reality. Remember that all things are possible and that there are infinite timelines available to you. As you move forward, share your experiences and support others on their timeline journey, for you are not alone in this. You are supported by a vast network of light beings and galactic allies who are assisting in humanity's awakening. Are you ready to step into your power and co-create a brighter future for all? Beloved lightworkers, even with your enhanced ability to consciously navigate timelines, are you still finding a disconnect between the profound spiritual knowledge you possess and your everyday lived reality? Perhaps you feel like you are waiting for the new Earth to fully manifest, rather than actively embodying it now, in this present moment. Does this resonate with you? I come to re-emphasize that the final step in this final battle is to fully embody the new Earth paradigm in your daily lives, bridging the perceived gap between the fading 3D matrix and the emerging 5D reality. Know that this requires a conscious and sustained shift in focus, intention, and most importantly, action. This embodiment is not a passive arrival, but an active co-creation with Source, a dance of conscious participation. It's about embodying the values, principles, and ways of being that characterize the new Earth, becoming a living testament to its potential. Thus, I reaffirm my role in providing guidance and tools for fully integrating into this new Earth paradigm. I intend to offer you practical steps, invaluable resources, and transformative perspectives for living as a new Earth human today. Are you ready to step into this embodiment? To truly understand this integration, consider the fundamental differences between living within the old 3D matrix and embodying the 5D New Earth paradigm. Imagine a world where scarcity is replaced by abundance, shifting from a mindset of lack and limitation to a deep and unwavering belief in infinite possibilities and universal provision. No longer will you feel the need to hoard or compete, for you will know that there is enough for all. Picture, instead of constant competition, a spirit of collaboration taking root, moving away from the relentless focus on individual success to a joyful spirit of cooperation, shared resources, and mutual support. In this new Earth, the success of one becomes the success of all. Can you envision this world of collaboration? Consider what it means to transcend fear-based programming and embrace compassion, empathy, and unconditional love for all beings. Where fear once dictated your choices, love now guides your path, creating a ripple effect of kindness and understanding throughout your reality. Where control once reigned supreme, sovereignty now blossoms. Reclaiming your personal power and autonomy, rejecting external authority that does not align with your soul's truth, and living in accordance with your inner guidance. No longer will you be swayed by the opinions of others, for you will trust in the wisdom of your own heart. Envision how separation fades and unity emerges. Recognizing the profound interconnectedness of all things and embracing the understanding that we are all integral parts of a single, unified consciousness. What would it feel like to truly know that you are connected to everything? And finally, move from the linear constraints of time to the boundless possibilities of quantum thinking. Leaving behind the rigid 3D concept of time as a fixed progression and embracing the understanding of timelessness, where all moments exist simultaneously and all possibilities are within reach. Can you sense the freedom in this timelessness? This profound shift involves a complete and total transformation of your beliefs, values, behaviors, and even your relationships to align with the fundamental principles of the new Earth. Like a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, you release the old and embrace the new, stepping into your true and magnificent potential. As you evolve from the third dimension, you release the old ideas and are replaced with new concepts. But here's what most people miss. The dark is still trying to sneak those back in. This is done through social pressures, media programming, and even well-meaning friends and family who are still operating from the old paradigm. Do you see how persistent these old energies can be? To illustrate how embodying the new Earth paradigm manifests in your daily life, consider these specific examples. What if you consciously chose sustainable practices? Making conscious decisions to reduce consumption, minimize your environmental impact, and actively support eco-friendly businesses, knowing that every purchase is a vote for the future you want to create. Imagine creating conscious relationships, building bonds based on honesty, authenticity, respect, and unwavering mutual support, where vulnerability is celebrated and authenticity is cherished above all else. What if you prioritized radical self-care? Prioritizing your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being through healthy habits, mindfulness practices, and profound self-compassion, recognizing that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Can you feel how this would change your life? Envision yourself engaging in creative expression, exploring your unique talents and passions, and sharing them authentically with the world in a way that inspires and uplifts others, becoming a beacon of light and creativity in a world that desperately needs it. Picture yourself living with unwavering integrity, aligning your words and actions with your core values and speaking your truth with courage and conviction, even when it's difficult or unpopular, knowing that your authenticity is your greatest strength. Consider how this would impact others, or supporting local communities. Investing your precious time, energy, and valuable resources in local businesses, organizations, and initiatives that actively promote positive change, creating a ripple effect of positive impact in your immediate surroundings. Also, what if you took time each day to practice gratitude? Taking a few moments to think about what is going well in your life and cultivate a deep sense of appreciation for all that you have, shifting your focus from lack to abundance. Or embraced forgiveness. Actively working toward forgiving anyone who may have ever slighted you, releasing yourself from the chains of resentment, and opening your heart to compassion and understanding, both for yourself and for others. How would this change your perspective? In my own journey, I have consciously integrated the new Earth paradigm into my daily life through these practices, and the results have been truly transformative. By making conscious consumption choices, I have reduced my environmental impact and supported businesses that align with my values. By creating conscious relationships, I have cultivated deeper connections and experienced greater joy. By prioritizing radical self-care, I have increased my energy levels and improved my overall well-being. The tangible benefits of living in alignment with the new Earth values are undeniable. Increased joy, profound fulfillment, deeper connection, and overflowing abundance. What tangible changes could you make in your own life, starting today? Here are some practical steps and tools that you, as lightworkers, can use to embody the new Earth paradigm in your daily lives, starting now. Practice conscious consumption. Become deeply aware of the impact of your purchasing decisions and consciously choose products and services that align with your values. Reduce your consumption of material goods and prioritize invaluable experiences, meaningful relationships, and profound personal growth. Embrace sustainable living. Adopt eco-friendly practices in your home and community, such as reducing waste, conserving precious energy, and supporting local agriculture. Connect deeply with nature and cultivate a profound and unwavering appreciation for the Earth and all its inhabitants. What small steps can you take today? Dedicate yourself to community building. Connect with like-minded individuals and create supportive communities based on shared values, lifting each other up and amplifying your collective impact. Share your talents, skills, and valuable resources with others and collaborate on projects that benefit the greater good, creating a powerful force for positive change. Practice conscious communication. Embrace honesty, empathy, and non-violent communication in all your relationships, fostering understanding and resolving conflicts with grace and compassion. Listen deeply to others and genuinely seek to understand their unique perspectives, bridging divides and building bridges of connection. How can you better support your community? Devote time to inner alignment. Dedicate time each day for quiet meditation, profound mindfulness, and deep self-reflection, connecting with your inner wisdom and gaining clarity on your path. Connect with your inner guidance and trust your powerful intuition, allowing it to guide your decisions and actions. Practice profound gratitude, unconditional forgiveness, and unwavering self-compassion, nurturing your inner landscape and creating a foundation of peace and love. Embrace creative expression. Explore your unique creative talents and find authentic ways to express yourself, unleashing your inner artist and sharing your gifts with the world. What creative spark can you ignite? Learn to make decisions from the heart. In the third dimension, many decisions are made from fear. Release that fear. Create clear boundaries with yourself and others. When you communicate, do so with honesty and transparency. Act as a role model for the community. Imagine a future where lightworkers are fully embodying the new Earth paradigm, creating a world of overflowing love, lasting peace, profound harmony, and boundless abundance. Understand that this new Earth is not a distant dream, but a very real and tangible present-day reality that is being co-created by those who actively choose to live in alignment with its fundamental principles. Eventually, this embodiment will lead to a global shift in consciousness towards unity, compassion, and interconnectedness, dissolving the illusion of separation and creating a profound sense of belonging. Do you feel this shift happening within you? As lightworkers continue to integrate the new Earth, you'll see the emergence of sustainable and equitable systems that fully support the well-being of all beings, creating a society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. The planet will undergo healing, and ecological balance will be restored, creating a harmonious relationship between humanity and nature. Suffering, poverty, and injustice will ultimately end. There will be the emergence of a new era of peace, harmony, and abundance for all, creating a world where everyone's needs are met and everyone's dreams can come true. Finally, Earth will be fully welcomed into a galactic community, joining a vast network of advanced and benevolent beings, expanding our understanding of the universe and our place within it. This integration will inspire others to embrace their own unique role in the co-creation of the new Earth, creating a cascade of positive change that sweeps across the planet. How are you answering the call? And so we say, fully integrating into the new Earth paradigm is the final and most important step in this final battle. The key to co-creating a positive and thriving future for humanity and the planet. By making conscious choices, cultivating inner alignment, and embodying the core values of the new Earth, you, as lightworkers, can become beacons of light, inspiring others to do the same and illuminating the path towards a brighter tomorrow. As we prepare our closing remarks, know this is a final call to action and a powerful message of hope, unity, and empowerment. Live as role models for your community. I appreciate your steadfastness. You are not alone. What actions will you take to become a role model today? Beloved lightworkers, even after consciously choosing to integrate into the new Earth paradigm, are you still finding yourselves challenged to fully express your light and purpose in a world that often seems resistant to positive change? Perhaps you feel like your efforts are not making a tangible difference or that your voice is lost amidst the noise of the old matrix. Does this resonate within you? I come to re-emphasize that the ultimate act of service is to become a beacon of light, radiating love, joy, and wisdom to all those around you, not just in grand gestures, but in every interaction, every thought, and every action. Know that this role goes beyond personal transformation and extends to actively shaping the collective consciousness, influencing the very fabric of reality. It's about embodying the qualities of the new Earth so powerfully that they become contagious, inspiring others to awaken to their own divine potential. Thus, I reaffirm my role in providing practical guidance for embodying this beacon role, offering actionable steps and transformative perspectives for shining your light brightly, even in the darkest of corners. Are you ready to embrace this radiant role? To truly understand the importance of becoming a beacon of light, Consider how the dark seeks to dim the light of humanity by promoting negativity, division, and fear. Imagine a world shrouded in shadows, where doubt and despair reign supreme and hope dwindles with each passing day. It is precisely in this environment that the dark thrives, feeding off the negative energy and perpetuating its control over humanity. Understand that the dark attempts to discourage lightworkers from expressing their true selves by creating a culture of conformity and suppressing individuality, pushing the notion that being different is wrong or strange, and stifling the unique talents and perspectives that each individual brings to the world. What unique talents have you been hiding? The dark promotes self-doubt and insecurity by constantly bombarding you with messages of inadequacy and worthlessness, eroding your self-esteem and making you question your abilities. It discourages creativity and self-expression by creating a climate of fear, where people are afraid to take risks or share their ideas for fear of judgment or ridicule. The dark attacks and criticizes those who dare to shine their light, attempting to silence them and discourage others from following in their footsteps. Understand how it pushes the insidious idea that individual acts don't create change, making you feel powerless and insignificant, and leading you to believe that your efforts are futile. Finally, the dark pushes an entertainment first, everything else second reality, distracting you with mindless content and preventing you from engaging in meaningful pursuits that could make a positive impact on the world. Do you see how persistent these tactics can be? To elaborate on this strategy, understand that if the dark can stop lightworkers from spreading the light, the world will be unable to ascend. Imagine a garden deprived of sunlight, where the plants wither and die and the flowers fail to bloom. It is only through the light of consciousness, the love, joy, and wisdom radiated by lightworkers, that humanity can awaken to its true potential and create a world of peace, harmony, and abundance. Without this light, humanity remains trapped in the darkness, perpetuating the cycle of suffering and preventing the emergence of the new earth. Do you see how important your role is? To illustrate how light suppression manifests in society, consider these specific examples. Think of the bullying and shaming of individuals who express unconventional ideas or lifestyles, where those who dare to be different are ostracized and ridiculed for their unique perspectives. Contemplate the censorship and suppression of artistic expression, where artists are silenced or punished for creating art that challenges the status quo or promotes social change. Remember the promotion of conformity and obedience in schools and workplaces, where creativity and critical thinking are stifled, and individuals are encouraged to follow orders without questioning authority. Then think of the glorification of negativity and violence in media and entertainment, where violence and negativity are celebrated, and individuals are desensitized to suffering and injustice. Are you starting to see the patterns? Consider how light suppression affects lightworker communities, fostering a fear of judgment or criticism from others, where lightworkers are afraid to share their gifts and talents for fear of being ridiculed or rejected by their peers. Recognize the self-doubt and imposter syndrome, where lightworkers question their abilities and feel like they are not good enough to make a difference in the world. Understand the procrastination and inaction, where lightworkers become paralyzed by fear and unable to take action towards their goals. Feel the hiding of one's true self from the world, where lightworkers conceal their true identities and authentic selves to avoid judgment or rejection. What parts of yourself have you been hiding? Consider also the limiting of yourself for fear of outshining anyone else, where lightworkers hold back their own potential to avoid making others feel insecure. To analyze specific events or figures that embody light suppression, remember historical examples of persecution of artists, scientists, or spiritual leaders, where those who challenged the status quo were silenced, imprisoned, or even killed for their beliefs. Contemplate contemporary examples of censorship, propaganda, or online harassment, where individuals are targeted and silenced for expressing their opinions or sharing their truth. And of course, any action against the free expression and exchange of positive intention actively suppresses light. How many more examples can you conjure? Here are some practical steps for becoming a beacon of light and radiating love, joy, and wisdom to the world. Embrace authenticity, expressing your true self without apology or reservation. No longer feel the need to dim your shine to make others comfortable, but instead celebrate your unique talents, passions, and perspectives, and let go of the need to conform or please others. Radiate positivity, focusing on the good in yourself, others, and the world. Cultivate a mindset of gratitude, joy, and appreciation, and share your positive energy with others through your words, actions, and presence. What small acts of positivity can you take today? Share your gifts, using your talents and passions to make a positive impact on the world. Whether it's creating art, music, writing, or other forms of creative expression that inspire and uplift others, or offering your skills and services to those in need, find ways to share your unique gifts with the world. Teach, mentor, or guide others on their own path of growth and awakening, empowering them to discover their own inner light. Live your truth, aligning your words and actions with your core values and beliefs. Be honest, transparent, and authentic in all your interactions, and stand up for what you believe in, even when it's difficult. Act as a role model for others to follow, inspiring them to live their own truth and embrace their full potential. How can you share these messages with others? Set a shining example everywhere you go, whether it's at home, at work, or in your community. Radiate love, joy, and compassion in all your interactions, and inspire others to do the same. Help shield people from external negativity, offering support and encouragement to those who are struggling, and creating a safe space for them to express their true selves. Learn to deflect negativity being aimed your way. Set strong personal boundaries and be unwilling to engage in debates with negative individuals. Walk away when possible, but be firm with your convictions. Imagine a future where lightworkers are shining their lights brightly, creating a world filled with love, joy, wisdom, and compassion. Picture a global awakening to the true nature of reality, where humanity recognizes its interconnectedness and embraces its divine potential. Envision the dismantling of oppressive systems and structures, where inequality and injustice are replaced by fairness and compassion. Anticipate the emergence of a new era of peace, harmony, and abundance, where everyone has access to the resources they need to thrive. What steps are you taking to bring this future into reality? Understand that this illumination leads to the healing of the planet and the restoration of ecological balance, creating a harmonious relationship between humanity and nature. Eventually, there will be a complete integration of humanity into a galactic community of light, where we join with other advanced civilizations in a spirit of cooperation and shared growth. Know that this will be a direct reflection of their actions, creating a world where your dreams come true. See that your actions will play a part in this projection, determining the speed and completeness of this transformation. Realize that this is not the end, but a new beginning, a stepping stone into a world of endless possibilities and infinite potential. Do you see how bright the future is? And so we say, becoming a beacon of light is the final step in the ascension process and the key to creating a brighter future for humanity and the planet. Know that by embracing authenticity, radiating positivity, sharing your gifts, and living your truth, you, as lightworkers, can illuminate the world and inspire others to do the same. As we prepare our closing remarks, know that this is a final call to action and a powerful message of hope, unity, and empowerment. Continue shining your light brightly and never give up on your mission to create a better world. What action will you take to become a beacon of light today? Beloved lightworkers, now that you are becoming beacons of light and shielding yourselves from external negativity, are you finding that you still struggle with feelings of isolation from the broader galactic community? Or perhaps a general confusion about humanity's place within it? Perhaps you feel a longing for what you consider home, a wonder about the role of other star systems, or even a quiet questioning of the purpose of humanity's ascension within the grand cosmic plan. Do any of these feelings resonate within you? I come to re-emphasize that understanding humanity's role as galactic citizens is the final piece in embracing your full potential and navigating this final battle from a wider, more expansive perspective. Know that becoming active participants in the galactic community is about expanding your consciousness beyond earthly limitations and embracing a universe of possibilities, moving from simply existing on Earth to truly living among the stars. Thus, I reaffirm my role in providing guidance on embracing your galactic citizenship, helping you understand your place and purpose in the cosmos. Are you ready to expand your perception, to embrace your galactic citizenship? To truly grasp the significance of humanity's role as galactic citizens, you must first understand the current state of Earth's integration into the galactic community. Understand that it is an ongoing process, a delicate dance between revelation and acceptance, as the veil of secrecy gradually lifts and humanity becomes increasingly aware of the extraterrestrial presence among you. The full disclosure is a process, not an event, and it is unfolding at a pace that is both cautious and deliberate, allowing humanity time to adjust and integrate this new reality. What is also important to note is that the galactic community itself is not a monolith, but rather a diverse collection of civilizations, each with its own unique perspectives, motivations, and interests regarding Earth. Some members of the galactic community are deeply invested in humanity's well-being and ascension, offering guidance and support from behind the scenes, while others maintain a more neutral stance, observing Earth's progress from a distance. And then, of course, there are those who seek to exploit or control humanity, driven by self-serving agendas, though they find their influence waning as the light continues to rise on your planet. The benevolent members seek primarily to see humanity free itself so that they can participate as equals within the grander galactic landscape. It is a new perspective to grasp that will require an eventual paradigm shift from the people of Earth. As your minds open, the transition to this perspective becomes a very real possibility. How prepared are you to embrace a new galactic community? To elaborate on these galactic dynamics, understand that the integration of Earth into the galactic community is not a singular event, but rather a series of stages, each building upon the last, creating a pathway toward full galactic citizenship. The initial stage involves contact and cultural exchange, as different civilizations begin to interact and share their knowledge, technologies, and spiritual insights. This exchange can take many forms, from subtle energetic transmissions to direct physical encounters, depending on the readiness of both parties involved. This leads to technological and spiritual collaboration, where different civilizations work together to solve global challenges, advance scientific understanding, and promote spiritual growth. As Earth ascends, participation in galactic governance and decision-making will gradually unfold, as humanity gains a voice in the larger cosmic conversation, contributing its unique perspective and wisdom to the collective good. The ascension into true galactic citizens is the final stage, where humanity fully embraces its interconnectedness with all life in the universe, recognizing itself as an integral part of the galactic family, taking full responsibility for its actions, and contributing to the well-being of the entire cosmos. The road will be long, but it is one that the Lightworkers are helping pave. How will you prepare yourself for the journey? While the new Earth can be seen as a new beginning, a fresh start for humanity, I must caution that humanity still has a long way to go before Earth ascends fully into true galactic citizenship. Envision the new Earth as a stepping stone, a transitional phase where humanity sheds the remnants of the old paradigm, embraces higher consciousness, and prepares itself for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Do not fall into the trap of complacency, believing that the work is done, for the journey has just begun. There is still so much to learn, so much to heal, and so much to create. To illustrate the reality of the work ahead, consider this analogy. Think of learning to swim. At first, you may struggle to stay afloat, gasping for air and feeling overwhelmed by the vastness of the water. But with practice and perseverance, you begin to find your rhythm, learning to trust your buoyancy and move with grace and ease. Similarly, humanity is learning to navigate the vast ocean of cosmic consciousness, gradually finding its footing and discovering its true potential. How will you prepare yourself to swim in galactic waters? To further solidify the reality of galactic influence, consider specific examples of this presence on Earth throughout history. Ponder ancient myths and legends from cultures around the world that depict encounters with beings from the stars. Many of these tales speak of benevolent visitors who shared their wisdom and technologies with humanity, while others warn of malevolent entities who sought to control and enslave. Dismissing these stories as mere fantasy is a mistake, for they often contain kernels of truth, reflecting humanity's long and complex relationship with the extraterrestrial realm. Analyze crop circles and other unexplained phenomena that suggest non-human intelligence at play. While skeptics may offer alternative explanations for these events, the sheer complexity and precision of these formations defy simple explanations, hinting at a deeper mystery that cannot be easily dismissed. What about the increasing number of UFO sightings and reported contact experiences? As technology advances and more people gain access to cameras and recording devices, the evidence of extraterrestrial presence becomes increasingly difficult to ignore. While some of these sightings may be misidentified objects or natural phenomena, many others remain unexplained, pointing to the possibility of advanced technologies and non-human intelligences operating in our skies. How can we explain the increasing UAP visibility? What is most crucial is the awakening of humanity to its galactic heritage, as more and more individuals begin to remember their past lives, their starseed origins, and their connection to the wider cosmos. This awakening is not limited to a select few, but rather a growing wave of consciousness sweeping across the planet, as people from all walks of life begin to question the official narrative and seek out their own truth. This phenomenon is leading to a rapid increase in discussion and visibility, such as the recent UAP hearings in Congress. The dominoes of secrecy are beginning to fall. What other truths are about to surface? Consider the starseeds and lightworkers' role in bridging the gap between Earth and the galactic community, understanding that their presence and actions are paving the way for greater understanding and acceptance. By embodying the values of love, peace, unity, and harmony, they are creating a resonant field that attracts benevolent extraterrestrial civilizations and repels those who seek to cause harm. Their unwavering commitment to raising the vibration of the planet is creating a ripple effect that is felt throughout the cosmos, signaling to other civilizations that humanity is ready to join the galactic family. This may be the most important reason that lightworkers have been targeted over the centuries. Are you prepared to be recognized by the galactic community? Analyze the current state of global affairs through a galactic lens, understanding that the final battle between light and dark forces is not merely a terrestrial conflict, but rather part of a larger cosmic struggle that has been playing out for eons. The forces of darkness seek to maintain their control over humanity, perpetuating fear, division, and scarcity, while the forces of light seek to liberate humanity, empowering them to create a world of peace, abundance, and freedom. The choices that humanity makes in the coming years will have profound implications not only for the future of Earth, but also for its role in the galactic community. How will you help influence those choices? And so, how can lightworkers embrace their role as galactic citizens and actively participate in the integration of Earth into the galactic community? I offer a few practical steps for you to use. First, educate yourselves about different extraterrestrial civilizations, their cultures, and their perspectives. There are many resources available online and in libraries that can provide you with information about the various star systems, their inhabitants, and their interactions with Earth. Be discerning in your research, relying on credible sources and avoiding misinformation. Second, expand your consciousness by exploring the universe through meditation, visualization, and astral projection. These practices can help you connect with higher dimensions of reality, communicate with extraterrestrial beings, and gain a deeper understanding of the cosmos. Experiment with different techniques and find what resonates with you. Third, connect with your star family by seeking out connections with other starseeds and lightworkers who share your galactic heritage. Find online communities, attend workshops and conferences, or simply reach out to others who feel a similar calling. Sharing your experiences and insights with others can help you feel more connected and supported on your journey. Fourth, communicate with extraterrestrial beings by establishing telepathic or energetic communication with benevolent extraterrestrial civilizations. This can be done through meditation, visualization, or simply by sending out a clear intention. Be patient and persistent, and trust that you will receive a response in due time. What does your intuition tell you? Fifth, share your knowledge with others by educating them about the galactic community and inspiring them to awaken to their own galactic potential. This can be done through writing, speaking, teaching, or simply by sharing your experiences with friends and family. Be gentle and compassionate in your approach, recognizing that everyone is on their own path and will awaken in their own time. Sixth, live in alignment with galactic principles by embodying the values of love, peace, unity, and harmony in all your thoughts, words, and actions. By radiating these qualities into the world, you can help create a more positive and harmonious reality, attracting benevolent extraterrestrial civilizations and repelling those who seek to cause harm. Seventh, act as a bridge for communication with other worlds by working to establish lines of communication with extraterrestrial allies so that Earth can achieve peace and understanding. This can be done through diplomatic efforts, scientific research, or simply by promoting intercultural dialogue and understanding. And finally, embrace your power and the responsibilities that come with galactic citizenship, recognizing that you are not simply a passive observer, but rather an active participant in the evolution of the cosmos. How will you take action? Imagine a future where humanity has fully embraced its role as galactic citizens, actively participating in the galactic community and co-creating with other races throughout the cosmos. Picture a time when the divisions and conflicts that plague Earth today are replaced by a spirit of cooperation, understanding, and mutual respect, as humanity learns to live in harmony with all life in the universe. Envision a new era of peace, prosperity, and abundance on Earth, as humanity shares its advanced technologies and knowledge with other civilizations, benefiting all of humanity. Project a future of the healing of the planet and the restoration of ecological balance, as humanity learns to live in harmony with nature, respecting the delicate web of life that sustains us all. Anticipate the exploration of new frontiers in space and consciousness, as humanity ventures forth into the cosmos, seeking new knowledge, new experiences, and new opportunities for growth, and the evolution of humanity to a higher state of being and the fulfillment of its cosmic destiny, as humanity realizes its full potential as a galactic civilization, contributing its unique gifts and talents to the collective good. Envision a future of galactic humanity, not simply human expansionism, emphasizing collaboration and mutual benefit. This is within humanity's grasp. How will you help to forge the pathway? And so we say, embracing galactic citizenship is the culmination of the ascension process and the key to unlocking humanity's full potential. Understand that by educating yourselves, expanding your consciousness, connecting with your star family, and living in alignment with galactic principles, you, as lightworkers, can pave the way for a brighter future for Earth and its place in the cosmos. Before we move on to our closing remarks, I encourage you to continue to explore the cosmos, both within and without, and to share your knowledge and experiences with others, inspiring them to awaken to their own galactic potential. What further exploration will you undertake? Beloved lightworkers, even as you awaken to your galactic citizenship, work to shield yourselves from the negativity and integrate higher wisdom. Do you still find yourselves pondering the enduring impact of your actions? Do you sometimes wonder if your efforts in this final battle truly resonate beyond the immediate moment, leaving a lasting legacy for generations to come? Perhaps the feeling of winning a battle seems hollow without knowing there are enduring positive impacts to your actions. I come to re-emphasize that the most profound action you can undertake is to focus on creating a lasting legacy of light that extends far beyond your individual lives. The goal is not merely winning a battle, but establishing a foundation for a brighter future for all who follow. And know that I reaffirm my role in providing guidance on building this legacy. Are you ready to shift your focus from the immediate skirmishes to the grand tapestry you are weaving for the future? To truly grasp the significance of creating a legacy of light, understand the concept of seeding future timelines with positive intentions, values, and creations. It is akin to planting seeds in fertile ground, knowing that they will blossom into a garden that nourishes and sustains future generations. Your conscious intentions, your acts of kindness, your creative endeavors, these are the seeds that will shape the world to come. The dark wants to burn the garden down, preventing the plant to ever grow if the roots are destroyed. Lightworkers can consciously influence future generations by creating art, music, and literature that promotes love, peace, and harmony, saturating the collective consciousness with beauty and inspiration. Developing sustainable technologies and practices that protect the environment, ensuring that future generations inherit a healthy and thriving planet. Establishing educational systems that foster critical thinking, creativity, and compassion, empowering young people to become conscious and responsible citizens of the world. Building communities based on principles of unity, equality, and justice, creating a social fabric that supports the well-being of all. Additionally, mentoring and guiding young people to become conscious and empowered leaders, passing on your wisdom and experience to those who will shape the future. Living as examples of authenticity, integrity, and compassion, inspiring others to embrace their true selves and live in alignment with their highest values. Understand that the dark seeks to disrupt this process by promoting short-sightedness, materialism, and destruction, attempting to sever the connection between the present and the future. Like a weed in a garden, the dark seeks to choke the beautiful garden with its destruction and material nature. Which seeds are you cultivating? To illustrate the power of creating a lasting legacy, consider how actions from the past continue to influence the present and future. Reflect on the lasting impact of ancient philosophers, artists, and spiritual leaders who inspired positive change, their wisdom and beauty continuing to resonate across centuries, their work available for all. Reflect on the unintended consequences of destructive technologies or ideologies that continue to cause harm, such as the long-term effects of pollution, war, and social injustice, which still haunt our society. Remember the ripple effect of acts of kindness, compassion, and courage that inspire others to do the same, creating a virtuous cycle of positive change. Consider ancestral healing and how resolving past traumas can benefit future generations, freeing them from the burdens of inherited patterns of suffering. Analyze specific societal trends that will have long-term consequences, both positive and negative, such as the growing awareness of environmental issues and the movement towards sustainability, which promises to create a healthier planet for future generations. The people rise to the occasion as they learn each time the dark repeats its behavior. What trends will you set into motion? Consider, also, the increasing reliance on technology and its potential impact on human connection and consciousness, which could either enhance or diminish our capacity for empathy and understanding, and the growing gap between rich and poor and its potential to create social unrest, jeopardizing the stability of our societies. All are decisions for the lightworkers to recognize and overcome. The past casts a long shadow, but the light of the present can illuminate a new path forward. How can you choose to act now? Therefore, I offer practical steps for creating a lasting legacy of light. Begin by identifying your unique gifts, determining what skills, talents, and passions you can use to make a positive impact. Set long-term goals, envisioning the kind of world you want to create and identifying the steps you can take to contribute to that vision. Act with intention, being mindful of the impact of your choices and actions on future generations. Invest in the future, supporting projects and initiatives that promote sustainability, education, and social justice. Support those who are also building toward the future, knowing that one act of generosity can change a trajectory. Begin to mentor and guide others, share your wisdom and experience with young people, and help them to become conscious and empowered leaders. Live your values, being a role model for authenticity, integrity, and compassion, for future generations will look to your example. Be present, live in the now, with a focus on a better tomorrow, for each moment is an opportunity to create a positive impact. Embrace your role and step up and embody the change you wish to see in the world. How will you help prepare the world to follow? Imagine a future where humanity has successfully created a lasting legacy of light, resulting in a world transformed by love, peace, wisdom, and compassion. Envision a thriving planet with clean air, water, and resources for all, where the natural world flourishes alongside human civilization. The just and equitable society where everyone has the opportunity to fulfill their potential, where poverty, hunger, and inequality are relics of the past. A culture of peace and cooperation where conflict is resolved through dialogue and understanding, where diplomacy replaces violence. You are the stewards and harbingers of this future. Picture a world where technology is used to enhance human well-being and protect the environment, where innovation serves the common good, and where it is easy to distinguish authentic expression from manipulative tactics. A society that recognizes and honors the interconnectedness of all life, where compassion and empathy guide our interactions with each other and with the natural world. A galactic humanity that is known for its peace and wisdom, a beacon of light and inspiration for other civilizations throughout the cosmos. It's not a question of if it can happen, but when humanity will choose to make it so. Are you helping to manifest that future? And so we say, creating a legacy of light is the ultimate expression of your purpose and the key to ensuring a brighter future for humanity and the planet. By consciously seeding positive intentions, values, and creations, you, as lightworkers, can influence future generations and create a world where love, peace, wisdom, and compassion prevail. These seeds can be the very thing that helps you embrace your role. Dear ones, the tools have been shared to empower you toward these goals. Now is the time to shine your light, to plant your seeds, and to nurture the garden of the future. But do you now feel ready to prepare for the final closing remarks? Tags for the script section. Here's how I'll approach each section of the outline. Section 1, Ray Engagement Hook, Collective Impact. Acknowledge lightworkers' potential feelings of insignificance, and Ray emphasize the importance of collective action. Section 2, Thematic Expansion, the Interconnected Web of Consciousness. Explain the concept of collective consciousness and how the dark tries to manipulate it, and how lightworkers can counteract that. Section 3, Evidence, Ripple Effects of Collective Action. Provide historical and current examples of positive change through collective action. Section 4, Solution Guidance, Actively Participating in the Collective. Offer practical steps for lightworkers to participate actively in the collective ascension process. Section 5, Future Projection, A World United in Purpose. Describe a future where humanity is consciously co-creating a positive reality. Section 6, Transition, The Collective is You. Summarize the importance of collective participation and prepare for closing remarks. I will use the provided formula to guide the structure and flow of the content, paying close attention to the indicators and word-level guidance for each section. I will also incorporate pattern interrupts and teaser elements to maintain viewer engagement. Thinking Content Part 19. Beloved lightworkers, even with your individual beacons burning brightly, do you sometimes gaze upon the world stage and feel a pang of insignificance? A whisper doubting the impact of your solitary flame against the vast darkness? Does the sheer scale of global challenges ever threaten to eclipse the unwavering dedication of your heart? Remember, it's easy for the darkness to trick you into believing that you are not enough. I come to reassure you that actively participating in the collective is not merely an option, but the essential key to amplifying your individual efforts, unlocking the full, exponential potential of the ascension process, and creating tangible, lasting change upon your world. It is not about passively observing the unfolding drama, but intentionally contributing your unique energy to the interconnected web of collective consciousness. Are you ready to recognize that the power of the all is infinitely greater than the sum of its individual parts, and how to access that power? Understand that the collective consciousness is a vast, interconnected web of thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, a living matrix that shapes the very fabric of your shared reality. Each individual thread contributes to the overall pattern, and your energy, both positive and negative, resonates throughout the whole, influencing the collective trajectory. This is the great truth that they don't want you to know, that you are not just an individual, but an intrinsic part of a global mind. The dark understands this power implicitly and relentlessly attempts to manipulate the collective consciousness to maintain its grip on your world. They achieve this through spreading fear-based narratives and limiting beliefs, anchoring the masses in lower vibrational frequencies and preventing the light from entering. They foment division and conflict, pitting groups against each other and fracturing the collective unity, thus feeding on the resulting anger and resentment. They suppress knowledge and truth, distorting information and creating confusion to keep humanity in the dark, preventing enlightenment. They create distractions and diversions, bombarding you with trivial pursuits and preventing you from focusing on what truly matters, thus consuming your precious life force. But here's what most people miss. Lightworkers possess the power to counteract these negative influences and to actively reshape the collective consciousness in alignment with love, truth, and unity. You achieve this by consciously cultivating positive thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, radiating light and joy outwards, dissolving the shadows. Every act of kindness, compassion, and service ripples outwards, inspiring others to awaken and follow suit. By sharing truthful information and empowering knowledge, you help to dismantle the lies and distortions that perpetuate suffering. Creative expression and artistic inspiration act as powerful catalysts, uplifting the collective spirit and reminding humanity of its inherent beauty and potential. And, perhaps most importantly, by intentionally focusing on desired timelines and outcomes, you help to steer the collective towards a brighter future, creating the world you wish to see manifest. Which of these actions will you prioritize? Consider the civil rights movement, a testament to the transformative power of collective action. When individuals united in their demand for racial equality, they shattered deeply entrenched systems of oppression and paved the way for a more just society, despite facing brutal resistance. Likewise, the women's suffrage movement demonstrated how collective determination can overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. When women around the world joined together to fight for their right to vote, they challenged centuries of patriarchal dominance and ultimately secured their place in the democratic process. Remember how difficult that journey seemed, and yet the world has since improved. Reflect on the environmental movement, born from a collective awakening to the urgent need for planetary sustainability. When people around the world began to demand cleaner air, water, and a more responsible stewardship of the Earth's resources, they sparked a global shift towards eco-conscious living and sustainable practices. Analyze the creation of open-source software and collaborative knowledge sharing, a testament to the power of collective intelligence and innovation. When programmers and creators around the world share their knowledge and resources freely, they create a powerful engine for progress and empower individuals to learn, grow, and create without limitations. Observe the rise of conscious consumerism, an example of how individual choices, when amplified by collective intention, can drive positive change. When consumers choose to support ethical businesses that prioritize people and planet over profit, they send a powerful message to corporations and incentivize them to adopt more sustainable and responsible practices. What actions and movements can you add to the collective for all to join? Even small acts of kindness can create a profound ripple effect, inspiring others to join the chain of positivity. Paying it forward in a coffee line, a seemingly insignificant gesture, can brighten someone's day and inspire them to do the same for someone else, creating a cascade of generosity. Volunteering time at a local shelter, offering comfort and support to those in need, can not only alleviate suffering, but also inspire others to contribute their time and resources to help the vulnerable. Creating a piece of art that uplifts and inspires, sharing beauty and hope with the world, can touch the hearts of countless individuals and spark a wave of creativity and positive expression. Can you feel the power of each of these small actions? Furthermore, analyze specific societal trends that demonstrate the undeniable influence of collective consciousness. The growing awareness of social justice issues and the increasing demand for equality and fairness, a reflection of humanity's awakening to its shared responsibility for creating a just and equitable world, can also be manipulated by dark influences posing as proponents. The rise of the conscious business movement and the growing desire for companies to prioritize purpose over profit, a testament to humanity's yearning for meaningful work and a more sustainable economic model, highlights positive trends. The increasing popularity of mindfulness practices and the growing emphasis on mental and emotional well-being, a sign of humanity's growing awareness of the importance of inner peace and self-care, continues to spread. But we're just scratching the surface of the progress that's been made. Therefore, I offer practical steps that you, as lightworkers, can take to actively participate in the collective ascension process and amplify your positive impact. Consciously choose your thoughts and emotions, practicing mindfulness and self-awareness to identify and transform negative thought patterns and cultivating gratitude, joy, and compassion to uplift your own energy and inspire others. It will not always be easy, but the effort will pay off. Speak your truth and share your knowledge, sharing empowering information and insights with others through your words, writings, and creative expressions, and speaking out against injustice, oppression, and harmful narratives. Remember to stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. Support conscious businesses and organizations. Choosing to support businesses and organizations that align with your values and prioritize people and planet over profit, and investing your time, energy, and resources in initiatives that promote sustainability, social justice, and ethical practices. Engage in acts of service and compassion, volunteering your time, donating to worthy causes, and offering support to those in need, and practicing random acts of kindness and spreading positivity wherever you go, even with those who give you a hard time. Create and participate in conscious communities, connecting with like-minded individuals and creating supportive communities based on shared values, and organizing events, workshops, and gatherings that promote connection, healing, and empowerment. Remember that there is power in numbers, and more to the point, there is power when like-minded individuals combine. Most of all, act as a role model for your community and peers. Learn to identify and support others on a similar path, for many may feel lost and afraid. And above all else, follow inner guidance to make a tangible impact. Your intuition will never steer you wrong. What specific, tangible impacts will you set into motion? Imagine a future where humanity is consciously co-creating a positive reality by actively participating in the collective ascension process, resulting in a world based on love, peace, abundance, and justice for all, where kindness is commonplace. Envision the healing of the planet and the restoration of ecological balance, a world where the natural world flourishes alongside human civilization. Envision the emergence of sustainable and equitable systems that support the well-being of all beings, a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. See the end of suffering, poverty, and oppression, a world where all are treated with dignity and respect. See the evolution of humanity to a higher state of consciousness and the realization of its full potential, a world where wisdom and compassion guide our actions. Witness a galactic humanity that is working for the benefit of all of the cosmos, a shining example of harmony and cooperation, where a desire to act collectively creates a society of trust, a world where genuine connection and collaboration thrive, and where the power of unity triumphs over division. And remember, what we'll discover next is even more shocking. And so we say, actively participating in the collective is the culmination of individual transformation and the key to creating a brighter future for humanity and the planet. By consciously choosing thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions that contribute to the collective good, you, as lightworkers, can amplify your positive impact and help to create a world where everyone can thrive. The journey has been long, and you have learned much, but it is not over yet. Dear ones, we offer our thanks for participating in this vital mission. Now, are you ready to prepare for the final closing remarks, the crescendo of our shared journey? In closing, beloved lightworkers, let us draw together the threads of our discussion and solidify the path forward. Remember that the final battle, the one that truly matters, unfolds not on some distant battlefield, but within the sacred space of your own consciousness. It is a journey of discernment, a call to unity, an embrace of empowerment, a quest for energetic sovereignty, and an ascension beyond the limitations of the 3D world, all of which culminate in shadow integration, steadfast preparation, decisive right action, a broadened galactic perspective, and an impactful legacy woven into the very fabric of creation. Are you ready to face this battle with the full might of your being? Picture yourselves as gardeners of consciousness, tending to the fertile soil of your inner landscape, and by extension, the collective field of humanity. You are the cultivators of love, the sowers of peace, and the guardians of sovereignty, nurturing these precious seeds within yourselves and radiating their life-affirming essence outwards into a world yearning for their blossoming. You till the soil of your minds, weeding out the fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs that would choke the potential for growth and abundance. You water the seeds of hope with your unwavering faith, knowing that even in the darkest of times, the light of truth will always prevail. And you nourish the delicate sprouts of compassion with your boundless empathy, tending to the wounds of the world with your gentle touch and unwavering support. How will you tend to your garden today? Remember when we talked about transcending the 3D matrix, about disentangling yourselves from the limiting beliefs and fear-based narratives that have held humanity captive for eons. This ties directly into the imperative to live as your authentic higher selves, to embody the divine essence that resides within each and every one of you. When you fully embrace your true potential, you unlock a cascade of transformative possibilities, not only for yourselves, but for the entire collective, creating a ripple effect that reverberates throughout your conscious timeline, altering the very course of history. By embodying your higher selves, you dismantle the illusion of separation, bridging the gaps between individuals, cultures, and even dimensions. How does the knowledge of collective conscious alter your view? This grand endeavor speaks to the universal principle of evolution and growth, the eternal imperative that drives all of creation towards ever greater heights of expression and understanding. Just as a seed contains the blueprint for a mighty tree, so too does humanity possess the inherent potential to blossom into a civilization of unparalleled love, wisdom, and harmony. This moment in time, with all its attendant challenges and opportunities, represents a significant step forward in humanity's spiritual journey, echoing ancient prophecies and heralding the dawn of a new era. The whispers of this new era have grown into songs. Now have those songs become a battle cry. Indeed, this transformation highlights a fundamental shift in how other civilizations and higher dimensional beings approach Earth. Where once there was a sense of caution and concern, there is now a growing wave of admiration and support, for they witness the resilience, the courage, and the unwavering commitment of humanity to embrace its destiny as a beacon of light within the galactic community. Earth, once seen as a planet struggling in the darkness, is now emerging as a shining example of unity, peace, and conscious evolution, a testament to the power of love to overcome even the most formidable obstacles. How does Earth inspire you today? Know, dear starseeds, that you are not alone in this grand undertaking. You are supported by countless beings of light, both seen and unseen, from across the vast expanse of the cosmos. Angelic realms, ascended masters, and benevolent extraterrestrial civilizations stand ready to assist you on your journey, offering guidance, protection, and unwavering encouragement. Call upon them in your moments of need, and trust that they will always be there to lend a helping hand, a listening ear, or a gentle nudge in the right direction. Remember to ask for help when you need it, and to recognize the signs that they send you daily. You are the architects of the new Earth, the visionaries who hold the blueprint for a world where love prevails, where peace reigns, and where all beings are treated with dignity and respect. You are capable of overcoming any challenge, of transmuting any darkness, and of creating a future that is brighter than your wildest dreams. Believe in your power, trust in your intuition, and never underestimate the impact of your individual actions, for every act of kindness, every word of truth, and every moment of love ripples outwards into the collective, shaping the very fabric of reality. What world is within your vision? Together, we are creating a world where love prevails, where compassion guides our actions, and where unity transcends all boundaries. Every beam of light that you emit, every act of service that you perform, and every moment of conscious awareness that you embody strengthens the global ascension trajectory, propelling humanity towards a future of unimaginable potential. Remember that even the smallest spark can ignite a flame that illuminates the world, and that your individual contributions, when combined with the collective intention of countless other lightworkers, can create a tidal wave of transformative change. Do you feel this tidal wave building? Therefore, I invite you to consider how you can embody these principles in your daily life, starting today. How can you cultivate greater discernment in your thoughts, emotions, and actions, choosing to align yourselves with truth and love in every moment? How can you foster greater unity within your communities, reaching out to connect with like-minded individuals and building bridges of understanding across divides? How can you embrace your own personal power, stepping into your roles as conscious creators and taking bold action to create a better world? I encourage you to continue your inner work, to delve deeper into the mysteries of consciousness, and to unlock the full potential of your divine essence. Connect with like-minded individuals, join meditation groups, and participate in action-oriented communities that resonate with your soul's purpose. Share this message with others, spreading the seeds of awareness and inspiring them to awaken to their own inherent power. Remember that the journey of ascension is a collaborative effort, and that together we can create a world that reflects the highest aspirations of our hearts. Which calls will you join today? The power to create a new earth resides within you, dear lightworkers. What will you create today? I am Name, and I thank you for joining me on this journey. We are one.